describes acts of extreme violence in graphic detail and may include discussions about demonology and the occult, topics that caused widespread panic during the 1980s. This content may not be suitable for children under the age of 50. Viewer and listener discretion is advised.
Previously on GROGTALK.
So I already warned Dan that today was going to be sad. And actually, the next few ones are going to be sad because I don't know if he can see it. So there's good news and bad news. I cannot. The good news and bad news. Good news is I know the author of these answers.
No.
It is Roger Moore.
I love Roger Moore.
Right. So that's the good news. You're going to love that. The bad news is, let me show you what I can.
The topic.
The topic is solid answers to astral questions.
Oh, you did this on purpose. It's because I brought up Porky's. So now everyone's uncomfortable.
God, now everyone's going to be uncomfortable. Exactly.
You know what? You should title this on YouTube, Porky's in the Astral Plane.
Porky's in the astral plane. That's very good. I like that.
Movement?
9.
Correct. Hit dice?
3 plus 1.
Wow. Correct. Percent and layer?
25%.
Okay, you spent way too much time in the monster manual, sir. That is correct. We've learned two.
I don't know what this says about me.
We've learned two things about James. Two things he knows a lot about is the monster manual and Porky's.
It's not necessarily in that order.
That's right. So I have a son. He's kind of a no good.
Yeah.
Half orc.
I get that.
Son, his father. Oh boy. Half orc son.
So you're a woman then.
You couldn't tell. Rude. Can I speak to your manager?
I am the manager.
Rude. Yes, I'm a woman.
Welcome to the GROGTALK with your hosts, Dan and James.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to GROGTALK. I'm James.
And I'm Dan.
And we don't know where we're from today, Dan. Is that correct?
I lost my sheet.
You lost your sheet. It's 100 episodes, and they said it wouldn't last, right?
I left it with you. They said it wouldn't last. Oh, sorry. Yes. They said it wouldn't last.
That's right. Well, we have we could come up with things. Actually, Rob Ritchie came up with some ones. I think he sent it to me via email. So we should look him up. Yes, we have a few that he came up with. So, do you want to try his?
Sure. Well, it's all we've got.
Roll D4.
3.
We are coming from here, the cool and refreshing spring.
I can handle this on the fly.
Okay.
Yes, we're from the cool and refreshing spring. This is a wayside watering hole. The herd animal at first glance is underwhelming, seeming to be little more than a wide puddle of water in an otherwise dry savanna. The proprietor, Chitara, who is certainly not a lycanthrope, keeps the pathways through the tangled brush clear so that all may approach the life-giving fluid with confidence. Life-giving fluid.
That's a laugh.
Disregard the rustling in the bushes. It is simply the wind. Drink deep and enjoy.
Ah, yes. Well, thank you. Thank you for having us here at the cool and refreshing spring. In the Serengeti Desert, it feels like you have to say. Like Mutual of Omaha. Did you watch Mutual of Omaha when you were growing
I
up?
remember this is brought to you by Mutual of Omaha.
That's right, Mutual of Omaha.
I remember, yes. The animals. Wild Kingdom.
That's right.
That's all I remember about it. That was brought to you by Mutual of Omaha.
That's right. I forgot the guy, Jack. It's not Jack Palance. He's a different guy. I forgot Jack. It's not Jack Hanna. I don't know. Someone will say who it is. So we have some announcements, correct?
We do. So announcements of James, as you may know, recently there was a big convention in Lake Geneva.
There was.
There was Spring Revel. It was April 3rd and 4th. More fun. It was more fun from TSR Hobbies. It included all of your favorite games, food, etc. It was at the American Legion Hall at 735 Henry Street. So I hope everyone had a good time at the Spring Revel. Marcon 7 is coming up. Marcon 7, James, in 1982. It's April 30th to May 2nd. That means they started, you do the math, like 75?
Right, exactly.
That's pretty impressive, don't you think?
That is impressive.
What was Marcon before? I mean, 75, they're not doing RPGs, I wouldn't think. Other than
It must be wargaming.
Must be. Well, let's read this. The University Hilton Inn at 3110 Olentangy River Road.
Olentangy.
Yep, you just head on down, you take a left, take a right, and you'll see Olentangy Road down there.
It's by the Wichitangi.
It's by the Wichitangy River. Yeah, that's right. Well, it is the Olentangy River Road in Columbus, Ohio. It will be the site of the convention featuring guest of honor. You'll never guess.
Gene Wells.
No, Hal Clement.
Hal Clement. Do I know who Hal Clement is? Should I know who that person is?
I don't know who that is. Who's Hal Clement?
That would be like 40 years from now when we have the guest, they'll say, and GROGTALK was this year. And they'll be like, who's James Garuzzo?
I have no idea.
No idea. Special guest. That's
Special
right.
guest. And I'd be like, oh, Carlos Leisig. Oh, of course.
Well, right, Carlos Leisig, yeah. By then, he'll be multimedia. And he's on, so hello, sir. Hope you're doing well.
Look at this. Admission, $12.50.
Wow, that's a lot of bread.
Yeah, because the Spring Revel is $3 for the weekend.
Right.
Marcon, $12.50. That's a ripoff.
Yeah.
I ain't going. You kidding me?
That's right.
$12. And happy to announce, James,
Yes.
I will be part of our roundtable discussion.
Yes, I'm super excited about this.
Please don't show up. I don't need to see
Look,
you.
I have to
know.
go to this.
Don't-
This is
do
one of my
not,
favorite
I swear
things.
to God, if you show up, you're like gonna heckle me.
No. I am. You don't. I think you don't really realize how infatuated I am. But go ahead. Tell the folks what's happening.
All right, well,
I'm
so-
so giddy with excitement.
About my talk or about your talk? Okay, okay. Apparently my talk. I'll be part of a roundtable discussion Saturday, May 7th at the Winter Park Library. 2 different discussions. The first one, When Good Dice Lie, Effective Roll Fudging,
Yeah, that's good.
and How Unearthed Arcana Saved AD&D. So,
That's true. And that's at what's the convention again?
well, it's okay. Rude. It's not really a convention. It
not?
is a roundtable discussion at the Winter Park Library.
Oh, at the Winter Library.
Rude.
Okay. So people
like
are just
you're
gonna
all
show up.
that.
Yeah, you're gonna just show up and do that. Am I playing that one or am I playing this other event?
No, James, you're not coming. Stay away from the Winter Park. I'm going to put your picture. I'm going to give your picture to
Be on the lookout.
security.
Be on the lookout.
Do
for that?
not ruin my big day. And I know
Okay.
you're all. The reason you're being so rude
That's right.
is because wow, Mr. James here will be guest of honor.
Correct.
Give me a break at Narpacon.
Narpacon.
The Gnome LARPing Festival,
Yes.
which will be at the Holiday Inn. Well, what I hear technically it will be in the field behind the Holiday Inn at Lake Wales off of I-27 this Saturday, April 24th.
I'm looking very exciting for that. That is amazing.
It doesn't sound like you.
I don't think I mean, we've done this 100 episodes and you don't realize my infatuation with gnomes?
So, no, I had not realized that. I'm glad to hear that you are coming out with your love
coming out
of-
guns blazing.
Wow.
In fact, I wrote a song about, and this is what I'm performing at the con itself. It's called "I Love Gnomes." I love gnomes. There's just a bit of it. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but
I know.
Some say they're annoying,
Oh, okay.
but I disagree. They're certainly playful, maybe a bit mischievously. They're the bane of every party, for they go their own way. You may not think they're funny, but then the joke's on you. I love gnomes, they're a friend to me. I love gnomes, it's easy to see. I love gnomes, come and join the fun. I I love gnomes. Enjoy a ton of fun. I love gnomes. Yeah.
So there you go. That's what you can expect of my performance.
Just a taste.
Just a taste, yes. This is just a taste of what you can expect at this great event. Again,
Narpacon. You don't even
Narpacon.
remember the name.
Well, it
And
sounds
you're a
like
guest of-
Narcacon. It sounds like some kind of Narcan Anonymous, whatever.
Well, I think it's the GN, like LARP, LARP,
Yeah,
GN Narpacon.
It almost sounds like the Narponomicon.
Narpanomicon. That's the band. That's you. You're Narpanomicon. James, who is the front man for Narpanomicon, will be playing at Narpacon. James, this is so gnome affirming of you. I'm very happy.
Well, it's actually been a secret passion of mine, and so finally I put my infatuation and my adornment of gnomes into song, which of course everyone knows that's what I do. So, if you're available, if you're by I-27, come out and go to Narpacon.
How in the world did you get to be a guest of honor? I'm at the Winter Park Library, and you're a guest of honor at Narpacon?
Narpacon, something like that.
The problem now is I love gnomes, and I can't go now because I can't stand to see.
Did you write a song about gnomes? I don't think so. Your claims to gnome fealty is specious. Is that fair?
Wow.
Is that a fair term? Ooh,
Yeah.
That's a ooh.
Lacking substantial evidence?
That's right.
Or whatever? Okay. All right.
Okay.
So those are the announcements.
Those are the announcements. Excellent. Thank you. All right. So we're on to April 1982. We need to flip the calendar.
We do. I'm so excited. So, as our long time, or at least for the past couple months, listeners and viewers know, we have the Days of the Dragon 1982 calendar.
Yes.
In commemoration of the 40th anniversary of 1982. And we have been flipping the calendar as we go.
Right.
You and I, we do not know what lays in March, what picture will be here.
What's going to come next?
So this is the unveiling.
It is.
Okay, here we go.
So what dragon? We have to pick a dragon, don't we?
Oh yes, and do you have a drum roll when the time comes?
Yeah, hold on.
You have so many things, right?
I have so much nonsense here. Here we go.
Okay, well, we can wait till we're getting ready to flip it if you want. It's up
All
to
right,
you, because we're going to guess now, right? What kind of dragon?
guess. I'm going to guess red dragon.
I'll guess, white would be cold weather, huh?
Yeah, white's cold.
April.
You should go with green again, because they didn't do green. Spring?
Okay, I'll go with green.
I'm going with red. Here we go. What is the dragon? We have no idea. Drum roll.
Oh, you were right, Jay. Well, you were right to have this dragon, and I love this drawing. Oh, Darlene.
Darlene. Look at that. That deserves a clap.
Darlene of Greyhawk Map fame, of course.
Right?
So yeah, that's a green dragon, and I like this. It's kind of a slender, almost like one of those like Asian style kind of dragons.
Very worm-like, not like the big behemoths that people make. So yeah, absolutely, very nice.
Oh, so he hasn't. What you're suggesting is he hasn't eaten a lot of adventures.
That's right. He needs to eat more.
He's skinny. He's like the me of dragons.
That's right. He's the Dan of dragons. It's like full of gas and
full of gas and nothing else.
that's right.
100% gas.
Exactly.
Oh,
That's perfect.
Well, he is in the swamp. A lot of swamp. Yeah, right? Aren't green dragons in swamps?
Yes, they are.
And they're not nice because they're a regular color. They're not a metallic.
That's right. They are chromatic.
Right.
I think that's the fancy term as opposed to metallic. What happened on this day, April 9th, 1982? What they wanted us to know about?
It's ridiculous. Barely. On this day in oh, you got to be kidding me. This is awesome. I'm reading a book about this guy.
Okay.
On this day in 1626, and it's pronounced Francis.
Sir
at the
Francis
time.
Drake?
Bacon.
Sir
Francis Bacon died at the age of 65. Beside being Lord Chancellor of England, you want to talk about Lord Chancellor? I know all about the Court of Equity. Lord Chancellor of England, he was a herald of science in the age between the medieval and the modern, and author. Bacon also wrote New Atlantis. Yes, it was a utopian novel. It was a utopian idea. Francis Bacon.
You get picked. Okay. Why are you reading this? What is? Of all the things you can read, you're reading about some 17th century Sir Bacon?
Well, he's an interesting guy. So
Okay.
Francis Bacon. He was accused of, he admitted to taking bribes as Lord Chancellor. But,
Okay.
Okay.
And what does the Lord Chancellor do?
The Lord Chancellor, I'm glad you asked. How many viewers do we have right now?
We have 5, and they're going. There were a lot more. Now they just heard me just
The Lord Chancellor was the really the second highest ranking official beside the king. He oversaw the Court of Equity, which is Chancery, where you would go if you couldn't get any sort of relief
Oh,
in the
really?
courts of law. You would then moving on.
Can you fight the Lord Chancellor to the death? Is that how it works?
No, I would not do that.
Oh, okay.
No, that's not a good idea at all.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So
Well, that's what else is happening in April 1982? So.
okay, since I think you've complained in the past about not having like anything other than pop references.
Yes.
Fine, James. The Falkland Islands are taken by Argentina.
Finally, something
Wait.
timely and relevant to today's time.
Right.
There's a war going on. Someone's invading someone else.
It never seems to
A
end.
larger power is striking against a smaller power.
But let's talk about things more that you would be interested in 1982.
Okay?
Okay, this song is still #1. Do you remember what was #1 the last time?
No, I don't. I've become Dan. What did we say? It was physical. No.
Do you remember that Seinfeld episode where Elaine said thinks she's becoming George?
Yes, that's right.
That's you becoming
me.
Dan.
No, I don't remember.
I love rock and roll.
Oh, Joan Jett, of course.
Your crush.
My crush. That's right.
And I was more of a Lita Ford.
Right, but
Kinda got your Joan Jett.
both were from the Runaways, so this is Groundhog Day.
So we could both date. We'd both be dating.
Right, at the time in 1979.
What are the odds of that? Did the pseudo undead ever date the Runaways? I heard they did.
Well, Betty Davis eyes. I was going to. I think they toured together, them and what was the other one?
Because I heard rumors.
Was it Hexen? What was another group? The one that toured with Motorhead a lot. What was their name?
Girl School.
Girl School. That's right. There was like a quadruple billing. Pseudo Undead was before the sound check. Then they did the sound check and then they played.
Yeah, when they're complaining to Lemmy that like those dudes smell. That's bad.
Yeah. They
When,
smell like rotten flesh. Well,
Motorhead smells good.
that's right. When Motorhead smells good. You can get that as a scent. Motorhead.
We don't know that Lemmy smelled bad.
No, we'd have no idea.
He was so great.
Right. I mean, being on the road all the time and sleeping in vans and anyone else, I'm sure this was great. That's awesome.
And thanks to people like James and his mom,
Yes.
this movie is still #1.
Oh, yes.
Or is #1.
Right.
You helped make it #1. It had just come out.
That's right.
Of course.
Porky's.
Porky's is the #1 film. That is so 1982, isn't
It
it?
is.
When Porky's is the #1 film.
I
Wow.
relayed that story to my brother, and he didn't remember exactly the same, but he remembered part of it. Yeah, he definitely remembered the pot one, and he remembered it also was burning popcorn. She thought it was there's burning popcorn. And we were like, Mom, it's pot. So yeah,
All right, that's not there. It is. That's 40 years ago.
40 years ago in 1982. Well, excellent. We are ready for random encounter.
Okay, so in this segment, we randomly roll monsters,
Do we?
and well, yeah, you know what? That's interesting. That's a good point. Maybe we shouldn't randomly
I mean,
roll.
has that really worked out for us in the past? I don't think so.
The dice. I don't know. They kind of lie.
Yeah, the
don't
dice,
they?
they're very capricious.
Let's just pick one.
Yeah, let's just pick what we're going to do.
I'm sick of these dice. I'm sick of dice, right?
Right.
Let's just go ahead and let's just pick something.
Let's pick a couple of things that are just, they're very useful for this encounter.
Okay.
So and we might as well just flip the pages. And I'm pulling out my favorite.
Whoa, we both pulled out our favorite book.
This is amazing, Monster Manual 2.
Right. Well, you mean favorite monster book?
Right. We're going to talk about that later.
Okay.
Fortunately, this D&D, especially AD&D, is evergreen and new stuff came out. And the new stuff is way better than the old stuff.
And James, you're not going to believe this. Just open a page. Like I just randomly opened to 120. No, you just pick your own page.
Okay.
I just randomly opened to 122, 123, and it is spilling over with awesome monsters. Let me give you an example of some. These look amazing.
Right.
A land urchin.
Land urchin.
Doesn't that sound awesome? And an Oostalagor. I can't wait. I really want to know what that is because this looks so cool. It's like a brain with legs. And a Varigoyle, which looks very cool. It's like a crazy skull with...
Skull head. It looks like something that Motorhead would have on their tour van.
Yeah, but with a little sort of... it looks like dreadlocks, too.
Yeah.
So maybe kind of like a Bob Marley.
Rastafarian kind of thing.
And big old wings.
Right.
That's awesome. I love it. Not to mention the Troll Marine, a Scrag. Do you have any cool monsters? I'm gonna pick
the
what I think.
the only thing is so exciting is this Galeb Dur. It's a talking rock.
I saw him.
That produces rocks.
Oh my God, he is way cool.
Yeah, that's amazing.
So why don't you pick?
Okay.
Because I hate random. Why
All
don't
right.
you just pick from that, or why don't you just pick from that page? You
I am.
got to be
I'm
the
gonna pick-
talking rock, right?
No, I'm going to. I think the one that really that speaks to me about Dungeons and Dragons, if a monster, is a small falcon.
You're a small falcon.
I'm a small falcon. Oh, let's figure out. See, falcon, small. We know that hill giants are common. What do you think the frequency of a falcon hawk is?
Well, I assume it's got to be very common.
It's rare. See, rare.
James, James, you're being a jerk. We needed stats for a common falcon in D&D. Stop
Right.
being a jerk. We
I
needed
mean-
those. This filled in a very important gap.
When I'm fireballing the tree, I want to know how many falcons, or when I sleep them, I want to know how many falcons will fall out of the tree. Like when you're in the marketplace and you're just guessing sleep, how many falcons are going to fall down?
Well, maybe I want to just go around killing falcons.
So well now you can, because fortunately they put stats in for that.
Okay, well, I'm a land urchin.
You're a land urchin. Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good. So are we ready to do this? We need to figure out surprise.
Okay.
Do you want to describe the land urchin?
Yes, the land urchin. All right, do you know anything about the land urchin?
I have no idea. It's I know what an urchin is. They Oliver Twist, right? Wasn't that weren't they urchins? Street urchins?
So, that would be a good monster, street urchin. He goes down the streets, alleyways.
That's right.
He robs you. He pokes you and robs you.
Mm-hmm.
He's like an offshoot of that thing we did last time. Was it the Griffle or a Gripple? Grapple?
Yeah, the gripple. Yeah, the thief.
Gripples?
Yeah, basically a dungeon thief. Yeah.
Dungeon Thieves. Yes,
That was Fiend Folio. Not as good as Monster Man 2. Actually, the Monster Man has gotten way better over time.
It is weird that Gary, guy in the first one, didn't think about. He must have forgotten to include land urchin.
Well, he was a brilliant businessman. I mean, he knew if he put everything in the first Monster Man, there'd be nothing left.
Exactly.
You got to tease him. You put a couple of good monsters in the first one, and then you save the best for last.
Oh, and did he ever? Okay. The land urchin is a land-dwelling distant cousin of the sea urchin. The land urchin's spine-covered body is often mistaken for a bush. Oh, that's just wrong.
Right.
So you're just like, I don't know. I guess I'm not going to sit on a bush.
No.
But I'm like,
You may pee in a bush.
oh.
You got it. Nature calls.
Did we have a random encounter with somebody who was peeing?
Yes, we did. Well,
Down by the river, they got attacked.
yeah, they got attacked because they were. I think it was the Watchman got attacked by
Merchant.
by the daemon, wasn't it? By the Charon demon.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I remember a horse. Okay, a land-dwelling distant cousin of sea urchin. The land urchin's spine-covered body is often mistaken for a bush.
Yes.
The land urchin is a scavenger that consumes virtually anything that is edible.
Ah.
Its small mouth is located on the underside of its body, and it has a rasping tongue.
Wow.
What does that mean, rasping?
Rasping tongue.
What's a rasp? Oh, rasping. Was that a song?
That's a lyric.
Right. Rasping.
Take my raspy tongue.
Yeah, what does rasping mean?
Rasping.
I don't even know what that means. Rasping tongue with which to saw through armor and gather food.
Wow.
Jeez. It is a shy creature.
With its rasping tongue.
Right? It's a shy creature and will attack only if another creature approaches within 1 inch. Okay.
All right.
It defends itself. Oh, so this clearly the falcon's not going to land on this
Right.
bush.
Right. Exactly.
Let me see this coming. It defends itself by shooting 2 to 12 spines. We've seen that too. Didn't we have this creature that shot? It was like a plant. And we had this big debate whether it was shooting.
Right. Well, yeah. It was a projectile because then you could protect against missiles, if I remember correctly.
Right. You put it on your office desk. It defends itself by shooting 2 to 12 spines, damage 1 to 2 per round, and the victim must save versus poison or be paralyzed for 6 turns. If it must flee, the urchin will release a dark gas cloud within a 10-foot radius to aid in its escape. The land urchin has no visual organs, but uses 2 small antennae to detect any movement within 1 inch. It has no front or back, and its 5 spindly legs, sounds like me, can rotate to allow it to move in any direction.
What page was that on?
Page 122 of the Monster Manual 2.
And the small falcon is on page 64.
Okay. So
I'm just thinking about how I can bring small falcons. I wanted to mention, small, frequency, rare. The first sentence is, falcons and hawks are common throughout the world.
oh, and I love this. The large falcon
Is uncommon. The small one, so the fact I picked the small one is actually makes it rare.
Well, so in D&D, so everything big, right? Like you never encounter an ordinary rat. Do you ever encounter an ordinary rat in a dungeon? It's always a giant rat.
Right. Apparently there is no ordinary rats, just giant rats. Unless it's a vampire. The vampires bring rats.
So do you think when you see like small animals, people are like, "Oh wow, look, it's a miniature. It's unusual."
Right. It is
Wow, look at that little, look at that
It's like
miniature giant
like
rat.
Land of the Lost. Remember where they go down,
Yes.
they fall, and everything's giant. There's giant spiders and giant everything. It's always there's no small things.
Yes, and there was that. What was that guy? Wasn't there like this Yeti type creature that they hung out with?
Yes.
Do you remember that guy?
Yeah, I remember. He was benevolent, but actually he was terrified. Now he looks like the guy from the beef jerky Sasquatch, messing with Sasquatch.
Yeah.
It's exactly like him.
Yes. Okay. I still like your idea though. I like street. I think someone's got to write up for flipping
Street,
street
flipping and
urchins.
turning street urchin.
Right.
I think I saw Rob Ritchie out there. By the way, he is at DaveCon. So say hi. I think there's others there at DaveCon.
And you know what's so strange? Do you remember this episode with Kramer meets Kramer? Whoa, I'm Kramer. No, I'm Kramer.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Sorta.
He was talking to Tim Kask.
Oh, really?
So Rob is like, I'm Tim Kask. Tim Kask is like, no, I'm Tim Kask.
That's right.
I'm Tim Kask.
That's very good. All right, let's roll surprise.
Okay.
2. Oh, the Falcon surprise, which makes sense.
Because he's landing on the sea
Right.
urchin. 3,
Yes.
I'm not surprised.
All right,
Why would I be surprised?
So he's coming in, or she's coming in, because they a lot of times set up nests.
Hang on, let's see if it's a male or female. Is it a male?
No,
exclamation
it's the female.
point.
It's a female.
That's probably a little better for this for the landing.
Yeah, female falcon. All right, so you get. I land on you. You get 1 attack, I would say.
Okay, so I have a rasping. Let me see what I have again. I have on the underside of my body is a tongue. It's a rasping tongue. Oh, but you've landed on me. So it defends itself by shooting. Oh, so I'm just like, it's like a shot.
Right.
I don't need to, like, I'm just like, you're right there.
Right. You do 2 to 12 attacks.
Whoa. You're just going to be riddled with.
Right. As I'm coming in, you're just.
Oh, that's terrible.
It is terrible. So roll 2d6 to see how many things it hit me or
Wow.
attempt to hit me. As I'm
Right,
landing.
okay, right. Or how many I shoot.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
7.
7. Okay.
So I'm an anti-aircraft.
Yes. You're like a Patriot missile battery.
So should you like grab land urchins and like set them up on the castle walls?
Right.
You could use them as like
Well,
anti-aircraft.
what's the range? That would be the thing.
Oh, good point. Let me see.
Because I was surprised. So I'm 30 yards away from you.
I don't. The urchin will. My dark gas cloud is a 10-foot radius, but that's when I flee. If it must flee. Let me see. Oh, I can only detect. Okay, I detect any movement within 1 inch is 10 feet.
Okay.
Now outside, that wouldn't be.
That wouldn't be useful. That wouldn't
Wait,
be
does it become 30 feet outside? That seems weird.
Yeah, it's 30 feet.
You would triple it outside?
Well, it's 10 yards. It's supposed to be. Range is
Okay.
always extended.
Okay.
You may want to make exception here because they can't see really. They feel so.
So in other words, once you come into my range,
I'm blasting.
then I
You're
feel it.
blasting,
I sense movement.
and you just it's like a reaction, like the Venus flytrap when you put your finger in, it just
Right.
closes. It doesn't know. It just reacts.
So I'm walking around on the ground, and I'm
Right.
like eating ants
right.
and
Mind your own business.
centipedes.
And the female falcon thinks this is a good place for a nest. This walking bush that'll make it convenient.
Right.
She's not the brightest.
Lay some eggs here.
That's right. She's not make a nest. She's not the brightest of the bulbs, apparently.
She's not. And so, what's the intelligence of the falcon? I assume animal.
Animal, correct.
So okay. So
So you're gonna roll 7 times, and her armor class is AC 5. What's your hit dice?
my hit dice is 3 plus 3.
3 plus 3. Wow. So you need an 11.
And if I hit you, not only do damage,
I have to make a saving throw. I
save
think?
versus poison or be paralyzed for 6 turns.
Oh, so she's gonna just flat into the ground.
And then I guess I would leave. I don't really think I can eat you. I'm not like a big snake.
No, you don't care. You're defending yourself.
Or would I? I probably a little bit of you.
Maybe you
Like
take
your
a nibble.
eye. You're still alive. Oh, that's horrible.
That's right. Come on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Are we back? No, that's still the previous junk. All right, let me see what I see out on the internet.
That's horrible.
All right, I think we're back. There we go. We're back. All right. Sorry about that, folks.
Wait, so I can't go home?
No, you can't go home. Sorry about that.
How long would you wait for the bus before you went home?
Oh, if it was more than 5 minutes late, I was done. Absolutely.
You were the first kid to go.
All right, thanks, folks. Yeah, so it's super exciting when you get a text message from your cable provider, internet provider, saying there's a thing. So I don't know when. Hopefully, it'll keep working. But I know you were hanging on that the land urchin just defeated the falcon. That's where we were at.
Exactly. The land urchin, the falcon never saw it come. Literally, I think, never saw it coming.
Right. She was just going to make a nest and decided she picked the wrong bush.
So what have we decided? What have we learned about the land urchin?
Amazing.
But just, okay, so last time we had that Griffle or whatever.
Right.
Is there basically just to steal from people in dungeons.
Right.
The land urchin is there basically just to kill adventurers.
Kill adventurers, and more importantly, the very rare small falcon.
And the very rare small falcon. Why would you even, though, go over to a bush like that? How does this happen? So you're a DM. How do you use a land urchin?
I think they're on the beach, aren't they? Isn't that their natural habitat?
Well, it's a cousin of sea urchin. It just says...
Well, I'm saying I think they hang out on the beach. So if you think sea urchins are amazing, now you have land urchins. You have another thing to fill out your ecology, because it's not dangerous enough to see. Now you're not even safe on the beach.
True. You'd have to step on it, I guess. Oh, I didn't look at its size. What is its size? Wait, where's...
Small.
Small. But 3 feet. It's not like I'm stepping on it like a jellyfish.
Right, it's like this, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
like a ball.
And they're not aggressive.
No.
So they're just kind of walking on the beach, eating.
And their movement is, they move pretty fast. They move pretty fast for big...
They move as fast as a human, 12
Right.
inches.
Yeah.
So basically you go down, you just see a bunch of them walk, eating stuff.
Right, exactly.
Just stay away. So stay away from the land urchins.
That's right. It's like where, when you go to the beach, it says jellyfish, and they put the flags up. There would be a flag up there, land urchins around.
Oh, and the problem, of course, is that if you go within 10 feet, or 10 yards, I guess you're outdoors, it just shoots at you. So you're walking down the path
Right.
as an adventurer, and I say, okay, you see some bushes on the left or right. And the players say, okay, keep walking. Okay,
Roll,
2d6.
Right, 2d6.
How many?
Right, and paralyzation. So you would probably want to pair this with another monster that would take advantage of this paralyzation. That's maybe immune to, like ghouls.
Right.
Sea ghouls.
Oh, they hang out.
Right, the sea ghouls hang out.
You're right. Oh, that's sea troll. You're right.
Or sea troll. Anything that's immune to paralyzation. I don't know if trolls are, ghouls are paralyzation, but you would think they would not be paralyzed.
Well, ghouls love the human flesh.
Right, they love it. That's right.
Oh, you're right. So, oh my gosh. You're right. So you see a land urchin, and you're like, watch out, be careful, that's a land urchin.
Yeah.
And the smart player's like, ghouls are nearby.
Right, exactly.
Okay, I got you.
That's right. So, we were looking over our favorite monster book, the Monster Manual 2, and we thought, we're ready for a new segment. That because they graciously put in all these common animals in, that we should have, and they're so powerful, we should have them combat their alleged master. Like Pokemon, I don't know, people have played Pokemon, right? They capture these creatures. Well, that's why I feel like with Find Familiar. So we have a new segment called Fight Familiar, where we roll up a first level magic user, and we quickly roll up a first level magic user, and then they fight one of their familiars to the death. And you guys can pick whether the first level magic user will survive or the familiar will survive.
Right, you'll bet on it. Right, so it's a pilot episode. How are we doing on our...
Oh, it's good. I
Okay.
said Kutoa are immune to paralyzations. That would be a perfect one. They're sea things.
So this is we're going to try out this new
New segment.
and we'll see how it goes.
Fight familiar.
Okay,
right.
so we're going to roll up, yes, and you will fight, as James said, we'll fight just sort of common everyday animals to see who wins.
That's right.
All right, James, I need you to roll. So what do you have? Strength,
Yep.
intelligence,
Well, we roll
wisdom,
46
dex, con,
quickly.
charisma.
We're gonna roll 46 quickly, and then
Got it.
obviously we'll put the best score into. I have a 13. I have a 8.
Okay.
I have a 16.
Oh, smarty pants.
That's right. 8.
Okay.
14.
Okay.
How many did I roll? So
Oh, that's 5. We need one more.
one more. Well, you need 2 more actually. We didn't have comeliness, of
Oh, my.
course. 11.
Okay. I put the high score on that.
Okay, then 13.
13. So obviously,
High score goes.
comeliness, of course. Obviously, and then
Right.
we'll do intelligence next.
Yep.
14.
Yep.
Okay, and we'll do, well, strength is going to be an 8, of course, right?
Yep.
And con will be an 8.
Yep. So I'm gonna roll hit points. Ooh, 4 hit points.
4 hit points.
Maxed out.
I'll do a 13 wisdom, a 13 dex, and an 11 charisma. Okay.
So a hit AC 10 it looks like.
AC 10.
And what kind of weapon you want to use?
Let's randomly roll for the weapon.
Okay, let's
because you
look-
can only use so many.
Well, I think they may have expanded in the Unearthed Arcana, fortunately. That's what's so great about this book. So let's look.
I
through
wouldn't
the-
even know where to look.
Well, that's okay. It's in the front here. So
I
here.
want to learn.
So there's 6 things you could use, weapons permitted. So roll a d6.
Got it.
Please roll a 1.
3.
You get to dart. I wanted 1 was a caltrop. Get proficient in the caltrop.
How many darts do I have? Just 1?
Well, I'll say you carry 6 around.
How about random roll?
Oh yeah, roll it. Well, 3. Okay, so so basically in 1 round you'll be. That's what you got.
I have 3 darts.
That's right.
And, okay, spell.
Oh,
so
spell,
random
yes.
spell
Random
selection.
spell. So I think they improved that here as well because clearly.
We'll just randomly roll for the one that you've memorized because you only have memorized 1 per day. Is that right? Or
Right.
wait, I'm sorry. On Unearthed Arcana, do you get 27 memorized?
No, I don't think you have 27. I don't remember that in there. So let's just roll. I think it's a D40. So
So that would be a
there's,
D4
yes,
times
it's 40. So yeah, D20 and roll a D6 with it.
10. Oh, I was going to do 10 and 4. Okay. So what am I doing? A D6 and a 20?
Yeah,
Got it. I'm with you. I got it. That's the high end. So that's
22.
22.
mending.
Are you serious?
Mending. Well, has. Well, that's one of his spells.
But that's one he's memorized today.
That's right. That's what he's memorized today. He has
Okay.
mending.
All right. So, and we said we were going to do an ordinary cat.
Right. We're going to an ordinary cat. Again, back to Monster Manual 2. Best Monster Manual that's available.
So this is a first level magic user.
Right. Domestic cat.
Is fighting a domestic cat, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not ordinary cat, domestic cat.
Page 22 of the Monster Manual 2.
Okay, so there it is. So, would you like to roll for the domestic? I'd like to know the domestic cat's hit dice before hit points before combat. So
Right.
I roll for
So
okay.
D10. Go ahead.
Oh, you gonna divide by 2?
Yeah.
You're a strange man, sir.
D10.
Where's the D10?
Anytime.
Where's the D10?
There's 2 of them I see.
Oh,
Actually, I see
you got
3
it.
now. That's
Okay,
a
I found
D10.
it. Okay. Where's the other one?
Right there.
Oh,
Two-
I wasn't looking at the little.
2 hit points.
Oh, so actually, our magic user has more hit points
For once,
than the cat.
familiar. That's right.
Because odds are it would have been the cat would have had more.
The cat could have 1 to 5 hit points. A human being could the magic user can only have 4, but this domestic cat in the Monster Manual 2 could have 5.
Can people on the chat, we need a name for the cat,
Yes,
don't we?
we need a name for the cat.
And the magic user.
And Coolbot has already identified that if the cat gets in trouble, he or she should be able to call the cat lord.
Indeed. So
Right.
domestic and wild cats are closely related. Okay, who cares?
And can interbreed. I like that.
Oh. Are you doing your music?
Well, I will in a second. I got to bring it up. So, but go ahead.
Both gain rear claw rakes if forepaw claw attacks succeed. So number of attacks. So domestic has 2. Oh, so if I get 2 attacks, so I have 2 attacks at 1 to 2 with my claw. From a domestic cat, rear claw rakes inflict 1 to 2 points of damage. So is it 1 point? So help me out here.
Wildcat, the smaller variety has 1 effective attack with four paw claws, while the larger wildcat has 2 such attacks.
Oh, so I see. So the domestic just has 1 at first. The smaller domestic variety has only 1 effective attack Wait, only one effect. Oh, with 4-paw claws. So I get
While
one.
the larger wild, both gain rear claw rakes if forepaw claw attacks succeed. So you get one attack, and if you hit the first attack, then you can attack the special attack in the rear for 1 to 2.
Okay, wait. And what are my? Okay, I'm confused already. What's my damage on the domestic cat? So is it 1 attack for both 4-paw claws, or is it 2 for the domestic cat?
It only has 1 effective attack. That's what it says. So you get 1 attack.
You're reading 1 effective attack as meaning
With 4
1
paw
attack.
claws. That's right.
But what's the damage? Because
And
it's
both gain rear claw if the forepaw claw attack succeeds in hitting.
attack. See, it says attacks
Well, okay.
with an S. And if you look up above,
Yeah, I see it says 2.
it says what? And right, and then it says 1 to 2. Why does it say 1 to 2 slash
Well,
1?
if you're reading it that way, then it gets 2 attacks. The first attack gets 1 to 2, and the second one gets 1.
and if you get both, then you get a rear claw.
That's right.
But I don't know what the answer is.
Well, that's what we're going to do.
What are we doing? You're going to do 2 attacks.
Yes. And then if you hit with both of those, you get the rear attack.
Why would one claw get more than the other?
Maybe they're left-hand, right-handed, southpaw. You know, something like that. I mean,
Are we the only ones that are confused
it's
by this?
not confused. It's very clear. It's the Monster Manual 2. It's the most. Are you saying you're confused by the Monster Manual 2? That's impossible.
Is anyone else out there, at least it's common, the domestic cat?
So Coolbot has put another good statement saying if this is their familiar, well, he's not the familiar, or she is not the familiar yet. Instead of just summoning the find familiar, this is fight familiar. You have to fight the familiar before he becomes your familiar. That's the idea. So
Okay.
you don't get his comment was you get the hit points, which would make him more powerful.
This is basically a really stupid. We should have done intelligence, the lower one. So this is really a stupid magic user who thinks the way you get a familiar.
Because you have to beat him down.
You go, hey, come here, kitty, kitty,
Right.
kitty, kitty.
That's
You
right.
grab him.
Right, exactly.
You got to grab it.
Right, as opposed to casting the
Maybe
spell.
maybe what we're doing is maybe we are gathering familiars to sell.
Ooh.
Like that's the familiar
Ooh,
market.
I like that.
Right? It's like a pet
The
store.
illicit familiar trade.
Right, what you got?
That's right.
I only got toads.
I don't have time to
Toads are amazing.
All
Take
right.
a toad. Toads
you know,
are amazing.
I know we normally don't like segueing and to do things like this, but I think in this case we find familiar. I'm sure you know this because all first level magic user spells you're very familiar with. There is a chance that you will not get a familiar.
Right.
That basically there is a percentage chance that there's no 25% chance no familiar available within spell range. So this guy
Yes.
is eliminating. So his advertising is increase your chance of getting familiar by 100%, 25% improvement of that.
Right. Or he could just be a guy who nothing came and he's angry.
Right. It's just gonna go.
I'm gonna go.
Why didn't you come?
Come here, cat.
Come here, cat. Exactly.
Right. Okay. So you make up your own backstory.
Right.
The bottom
Lot-
line is
lot
a
of-
magic
there's a
user
lot here.
a magic user is fighting a normal animal.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right. So all right, whatever. I don't know what do people say in the chat? How many attacks does this stupid cat get?
Perfin. It doesn't say. No one cares about that. Ulmo, the ultimate great wizard to ever live. That's the guy's name.
Okay. What's his name?
Fear Lion, the cat.
Okay, so we have Ulma,
That darn cat.
Furline, that darn cat.
Garfield. Gray Manklin. I think
It's too late. It's Fearline, that darn cat. All right. I don't know.
Well, he may not get a hit. Let's worry about that. Let's roll surprise and initiative, and we'll figure it out then. Sometimes
Okay.
we worry about things that may never happen. The magic user may hit 3 times and kill the cat.
Wait a second.
Okay.
No, but if you look, sorry, I'm just ignoring.
Yeah.
If you look at wild, it says 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it says the larger wildcat has 2 such attacks. Both gain rear claw rakes if for attacks. From a domestic cat, rear claw rakes inflict 1 to 2 damage, and for wildcat,
So what it's saying is you get 2 attacks, but you only get the second attack if you hit the first attack. So this is saying the first attack is 1. This is 1 to 2.
they should have switched it
Right,
around.
yeah, it's not done.
I think that's right. I think that's right because the wild would be the 2
Right, and then you get a chance to
and
do
the
one
rear
to-
claw rakes.
Yeah, and you get 2 rear claw legs because they're wild.
Right.
They're
and
frisky.
Right, because for domestic it's 1 to 2.
Right, just once for the rear attack.
Oh, but wait a second. Look, the wildcat gets 1 to 2, 1 to 2.
Yeah, because while the larger wildcat has 2 such attacks.
Right. Oh, so they both are 1.
Right. No.
Oh.
They both get 1 attack in the front, correct. And if they hit, then they can do their rear attack. The difference is the domestic cat gets 1 to 2. The other one gets 2 attacks at 1 to 2, 1 to 2.
Exactly. Okay, got it.
I agree with you.
Okay. Glad that's over. Okay, let's go.
Yes. All right, surprise.
So wait, what's happening here? So I'm like, do I like...
You're walking around, and we're going to see.
You're kitty.
Well, then there's no surprise if he sees
Oh,
it.
you're right. Shh. So I see a cat. Okay, let's see. You're right. We don't know. I may come upon a cat.
Right.
The cat may come upon me.
Right. The cat clearly knows. Oh, it's a magic user. I'm gonna attack it.
Right, okay.
Because I know you're inferior to me. No one's surprised. Now it's now it's distance. We're outside. Oh, we're close. We're only 50 yards away.
So I see the cat.
Yeah, the
so
cat
am I
The cat sees
Ulma? I'm Ulma.
Ulma, I guess.
Am I a man?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Are you a man? Well,
Yes.
yes. Yeah, I was waiting for
Oh,
yes, but
Oh, so now let's roll for if Ulma's a man.
yeah. No.
No.
it's
Okay,
a
Ulma's a woman.
Ulma Thurman.
Ulma Thurman. All right. All right, hey, kitty. All right, so I'm Ulma Thurman.
So it's initiative now. What are you going to do? You're 50 yards away.
I am going... Can I, like, mend your, like, tail to your back? or
No.
something?
You can mend me after you gut me. Apparently you stabbed me with the darts.
I'm going to throw... Yes, I am going to 3 darts. All right, let's go.
All right.
6. James has a 6. I'm sorry.
So I'm charging you.
Furline has a 6. Ulma has a 1.
Right, I'm
You're
charging.
charging?
I'm charging you. I'm coming. I'm coming at
Ow.
you. Guns blazing. Well, I want to get +2 to hit.
Oh my gosh. Well, no. So I'm gonna be found not guilty because this is self-defense.
Right. So I need a 9 to hit you, and if I hit with this, I get my rear attack a chance. So 2, I missed. Okay. So
Wait, so even if you're raking, I can't imagine like a domestic cat has got like a magic user on the ground and is like, that's ridiculous. Okay. So you're dead. I'm gonna win this one. Ulma. 3 darts. You ready? You're AC 6. You are kind of, you're a cat. You're AC 6. So what do I need? You would need to use your calculator to figure out what a first level magic user needs to hit. Yeah, because I don't know how to use this thing. So I am attacking. You
AC 6.
AC 6.
Now I'm gonna say we're within 10 feet because I just attacked you. So somehow you're gonna back up and
You charge.
short range. Yeah. So you need a 15. You have no dex bonus, right?
I have a dex of 13. That is
Yep.
correct. No bonus.
You need a 15.
So basically, you're like flying through the air and you miss me, and I'm
Right.
like throwing
Now you're
darts.
throwing
at you.
darts. Exactly.
Where's the land urchin when you need them?
Right. That'd be amazing.
What did you say? I need a 13?
You need a 15.
15?
Right. Wait till you start striking with your hands.
This is going to be like a Benny Hill episode. 16.
Oh, that's 1 hit. Yeah.
1 dart in. 8. Wah, wah. And a 6. One
Right.
dart is
So
hit.
roll d6 and divide by 2.
Darts do 1 to 3 points of damage.
Yeah.
And how many hit points do you have?
2. That's it.
Yes.
You survived.
1 and 0.
You,
Oma.
so the cat leaps through the air. You do this amazing move, and then you shoot it with the dart.
You mean it's like, what's that, Matrix?
The Matrix, right? That's right.
I lean, ooh, and throw that dart.
Throw that dart.
And there's a dead cat.
Well, is that 0 hit points?
And people are like, what the hell's wrong with him? I'm like, did you see that cat just attacked me?
Well, 0 hit points. Probably uses mending to bind the cat.
Will that work? Probably would work.
You can bind the wounds, and then now he's got a cat to sell.
And then kill it again. Why did you do that?
So that's perfect. So that's fight familiar. So next time, what exciting creature is it going to fight? Could it fight a squirrel?
Ordinary rat.
Ordinary rat? What other thing will most likely kill a first level magic?
Ordinary crow.
Ordinary crow, deadly, by the way. Fortunately, all these are in the Monster Manual.
Normal snake.
Normal snake.
So, but we gotta keep count here. It's magic users 1.
Right.
Ordinary animals 0.
Right. Magic users 1.
That's pretty impressive.
Ordinary animals. And I would bet on the ordinary animal.
I would have been on the ordinary. Well, that's an interesting one on the cat. Yeah, because the 1 to 5 hit points and the multiple attacks. Okay, that was a close one.
That was closer. That was good. I think I like that one. So we're ready for. Let's do. Do you want to do an audible, or do you want to do Sage Advice, or you want to do something else? Ready for sage advice?
Let's do it. Are
All right.
you, sir, ready for
I
sage
think
advice?
I am ready for sage
Okay.
advice.
Now, these are sage advice-y, sage advice-esque.
Okay.
These are questions out of Dragon Magazine. They're out of the April 1982
Okay, very
Dragon
timely.
Magazine.
Yeah.
So they're not exactly sage advice,
Right.
but they are questions from Dragon Magazine. April 1982. Are you ready, James?
I am.
Okay. Question. Malrob the Maroon, a wandering wizard, is attacked and seized by a very large rock.
Oh, okay.
He is carried high into the air before he manages to wiggle free of the rock's grasp.
Right.
The DM informs Malrob, well, you're out of the frying pan and into the fire because you are now 3,000 feet in the air and dropping like a stone. Malrob replies, no sweat. I have a fly spell for just such an emergency as this. The DM and Malrob now launch into a lengthy, quote, discussion about falling, terminal velocity, and various other aspects of physics and fluid mechanics. Question number 1, James. Does Malrob throw his fly spell in time? If not, why not? Question 2, if so, what is the result of this?
Okay. So how high up is he?
3,000 feet,
3,000 feet.
dropping
Well,
like a stone.
and so the DM is going to allow him to cast the spell while moving. That's the first question.
Well, does Malrob, this is the question, does Malrob throw his fly spell in time? If not, why not? So however you want to answer this.
So I would first start with, in the DMG, it says you're supposed to be motionless. But there is also discussion about aerial combat and spell casting. So that would be probably where I would go. Because in combat it says you can't move, you can't be nudged, but you're not being nudged, you're just kind of flying around. So I would have to look up aerial combat. So we're flipping and turning, and we're flipping, and we're turning, and we're going to the adventure area, adventures in the air, and let's see if it has something to say about spell casting in the air.
Well, and would part of this take into account the components, whether
Well, that's also true.
I'll look up the components. I know nothing about a fly spell. I'm sure it's not level
Well,
1.
that was the next place I was going to go because we would need to know how long it takes to cast a fly spell.
I will look that up to help you out, James. I will be your assistant here. It is a 3rd level magic user
So,
spell.
in a quickly reviewing, I do not see anything specifically about spell casting related to can you cast a spell in the air. I mean, it'd be amazing.
I can tell you, James, the components are all 3, verbal, somatic, and material. I think the biggest problem is material, perhaps, though somatic ain't great either. Because you got to be, we know that if you're disrupted in combat,
Right, that's what I was saying.
so you're flying and you're having to do somatic, and you've got material. The material components, do you know what the material components
I have
are?
no idea.
A wing feather of any bird.
Okay.
So we're assuming you have it in one of your little pouches
Right.
in your robe.
That's
You
right.
got to get out a wing feather, and you have to do also the motions. The speaking might not be a problem,
Yeah.
though it's a lot of pressure,
Right.
right? So, and keep in mind, there's another issue here too. Oh, yeah, what's the amount of time? Because you're falling fast. You're clearly going down here, James. You're clearly crashing and burning. Fly spell, 3 segments.
Yeah, so 3 segments is 18 seconds.
You got 18 seconds to do a lot of
So
stuff.
if assuming the DM is allowing the spell to go off and not reverting back to casting, if you go back to spell casting during melee, it's said that they're basically, it's thus, on page 65 of the DMG, thus casting a spell requires that the figure be relatively motionless and concentrating the effort during the entire course of uninterrupted casting. So if plummeting to your death, unless the spell has no somatic component, the caster cannot be crouching, let alone prone doing casting. So first you have to decide if that's going to be allowed. That would be the first thing.
Can we talk about that for that? That would be very hard to do.
That would be hard to. But let's assume it can happen. Let's just say the
Okay.
DM, because he doesn't want the poor character to die, he's going to give him the chance to cast a spell.
And now, would you do a dex roll to like make sure that? Because I can see in a movie where you're pulling out the feather, and then it's kind of like, remember the movie After Hours, where
Right.
his money flies out of the cab at the beginning.
Right, exactly.
I would think like that feather would like.
Yeah, I mean, you just got dropped, and it's, what is it, 24 feet per second, or some version of that. So, what is it, 24, and then you had another 24 is 48, is 72, and then another 70, 20. So I would say, I'm guessing. I'm not gonna waste my
This
time.
would be terrifying.
Well, it is. Will he have enough time to cast a spell? No, but. So.
Let me make a saving throw. Maybe you're not killed.
Yeah.
Oh, your magic user that you have like 8 hit points.
Right, and you'll take 20 d6 damage. So.
Ooh, oh. There's been writing about that, flipping and turning, is whether you really do it exponentially like that or
Well,
not.
it doesn't matter. If it's exponential or not, you're dropping
3,000 feet. Oh my God, that's D6 times.
Well, it's supposed to be
300.
maximum is 20.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, for falling. I thought that was.
Okay.
Yeah, 32 feet squared. Thank you, sir. 24, 32. Hut. So I'm
What
going to
level?
say no, he can't do it.
He's not gonna have enough time.
He's not going to have time.
Did you do the math on that?
No, I just rolled the dice. No, but.
All right.
But yes, the segment. So he would need to have 18 seconds, assuming from the time he dropped, he immediately started trying to cast a spell.
Okay. Well, I'm a little disappointed that you didn't do the math, because to find out is the answer. To find out how far an object will fall in a given period of time, use the formula D equals 16 t squared, I mean, obviously, where D equals the distance in feet and t is time in seconds. In the AD&D rules, a fly spell takes 3 seconds, so very good.
18.
Point
18
that out.
squared, whatever that is.
Or 18 seconds to complete.
180 and 144, so that's 344 feet or something like that.
Malrob will fall 5,184 feet before his spell takes effect, and he doesn't have that much room to spare. So no more Malrob, right? Well, yes, but that's incredible. The dice said no but.
No but. See?
Wow. Remember that, James. Just these are words to live by.
That's right. The dice didn't lie. For the first time, it hasn't lied.
Right. Because of air resistance. So I'd just like to say, James, I think you've done a very good job. Okay? Or the dice have anyway.
Right.
Because of air resistance.
The air resistance. So I get a ding ding.
So did you talk about air resistance?
I said no but.
That's right. So it's like when you're walking out of the exam, you're like, yeah, so what'd you do? Like, oh yeah, well that was like 5A184. And like, what did you think about air resistance? Air resistance. I got a B. Because of air resistance, Malrob will not accelerate constantly and continually. Terminal velocity for a falling body is about 125 miles per hour. This is fascinating. Or 180 feet per second. It takes a distance of 500 feet and a time of 5.6 seconds to
People are
reach
going
this
to think
velocity.
that this is our April episode because we're talking about this, but this is what we do all the time.
This is important.
Yeah, this is important.
This is no fooling around. Therefore, after falling 500 feet, Malrob will drop at 180 feet per second for 12.4 more seconds. Malrob will fall a total of 2,732 feet, the first 500 feet plus, or 2,232 more. This leaves 268 feet to spare of the original 2,500 foot height, and it appears that Malrob is saved. But there is one other fact to consider, James.
Of course.
Malrob is still moving downward 180 feet per second and resembles a plane pulling out of a steep dive.
Right, he's got to fly.
Oh,
Right. Now, this is where it's curious because does his maneuverability help in the fly spell?
oh, that's fascinating.
Yeah, I can throw this right back at you.
A character using, I didn't, you really onto this. A character using a fly spell has a movement rate of 12 inches, which should be halved if the flyer is ascending or attempting to. Why?
Because you're dealing with gravity, I assume?
Okay. If the DM gives Malrob the benefit of every doubt, by not having his movement rate and by interpreting it as a rate of 120 yards per round, outdoor scale, the maximum acceleration out of his dive is 360 feet per turn, which works out to 0.6 feet per second squared. With this pitiful acceleration,
That's not enough.
you are good. There is no way Malrob is going to pull out of his dive. He will strike the ground less than 2 seconds after he starts to yell, fly. Oh, that's terrible. So he's like, fly, and he's...
Well, this is why I would also factor in can he kind of start turning because he has a B rating. Can he turn? And I mean, he's still going to crash horribly, but maybe he can kind of do that. So.
Oh yeah. Oh, so you're right. So maybe he doesn't take all those dice damage.
Right. And we didn't even factor in the ground. Is it ground? Is it the sea? Maybe he can hit some bushes? Maybe he can hit the land urchin? We don't know any of these things.
That was a lot of fun. Okay, are you ready for at least one more?
Yes, one more. Please, God. Yes, one
No
more.
more than one more.
Yes, one more.
Remember the Gong Show? Gong.
Oh, that was good. I like that one.
Okay, you took to that better than I thought I would.
Oh, it's fine.
And, yeah, I thought you would.
We like how many trains, if a train leaves Denver at 3 o'clock, how many cookies did
No. You know what I thought of that question. If that question comes out, no, I'm very unhappy. If I'm the DM and someone starts pulling out a calculator and a pencil,
Okay, I say no but.
yeah. See, I'm rolling this die. That's why you need these dice.
And
I don't want to hear about it.
And by the way, this is where David Thompson's thing of leveraging the saving throws to adjudicate all these. I don't know, make your saving throw versus death magic or something to that effect, or petrification, the one with dexterity involved, because you're trying to do something, and luck of the gods and blah blah blah. You're just trying to throw all that and make a roll.
Well, that's right. Do you get to people? I can't remember. Do you get a saving throw on falling damage or not? Or is it DM discretion? Probably DM discretion.
No, you don't get.
You don't get a saving throw.
But what you could say is, again, miracle of miracles, that he started casting the spell when he was up there. He thought he was going to need it. He started actually casting it while he was still in the rock.
Oh yeah, David Thompson likes
Using saving throws to adjudicate these kind of things versus ability scores or the other stuff.
Yeah, I'm more of an ability kind of guy. I'd be more like Dude Dax. He likes saving.
Well, the Chamberlain is his justification for that is because even though the ability scores should be aligned with the class, in other words, you should have your best ability score in the scores that you need, like intelligence for magic user. The saving throws are tilted towards by class. So dexterity ones are favored towards thieves, for example. Fighters do better. Certain things. Clerics do better against the death magic kind of thing.
The only problem I have with the saving throw, I like the idea of the saving throw because as you get higher level, you're better at stuff. So I like that idea. The downside, of course, is then you have to find a category that fits.
Right.
They're not built for this. So It's like, what is this spell, whatever? And what I really dislike, I've complained about it before, is that magic users progress on saving throws
Slowly.
They should progress faster for things like save against spells. Why is a fighter progressing faster save versus spells? But whatever. Okay.
Some of the balance, I would say, but that's for another time.
Yeah.
One more. Give me another one.
Okay, one more because you did great on that one. I was very impressed.
Thank you.
A mixed party of players encounters an underground orc lair.
Ooh.
The lair contains.
What's the name of the orc lair? What's the name of the orc tribe?
It's the it's the underground orcs.
Okay.
It's the underground orc. That's why it's called the underground orc lair.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
The UOL. Okay. The lair contains large amounts of combustible materials, such as old wooden tools and weapons, clothes, and jars of oil.
Okay.
After a strategy conference, the players decide to throw several fireballs into the lair and set fire to as much of the stuff as possible. See, all these questions, because this stuff happens in games, is why I don't want to be a DM.
Right.
This is like my nightmare. In the ensuing confusion, they will charge the Orc King's throne to kill him and his retainers. After the rest of the orcs scatter in panic and confusion, party members may loot what is left at their leisure.
Nice.
James, what is wrong with this plan? Would you like me to repeat it?
That's a lot. I really wasn't paying attention. I was falling asleep after there's an underground orcs. The party decides to fireball. There's a bunch of crap in there, and then they're going to loot after they blow everything up. Is that basic premise of it?
That is a lot of combustible material, and you're going to throw several fireballs into the lair.
And they want to get the gold after they kill them.
In the ensuing confusion, as the fire rages, you're going to run up, kill the Orc King. It'd be nice if you had an assassin. Kill the Orc King and his retainers, and then when they scatter, you're going to loot it.
Okay.
Anything wrong with this plan? Oh, I'm sorry, not anything. This really is an exam, isn't it? What is wrong with it? It's an essay exam.
This is where they need to give you the bet. All the answers are correct except one is best. That would be a better choice.
Oh, you want the multiple choice?
Yeah, but I'm going to say the problem with this is due to the fireballs and there'll be a raging fire. and the gold and the other items may be destroyed before they get to them. I'm going to guess that's what they're trying to surmise.
Okay. There may be several things wrong with the player's plan, depending on other circumstances.
Thanks.
You didn't have a lot of facts.
Right.
But the most glaring mistake, and one almost always overlooked, is the fact that a fire in an enclosed area is very dangerous.
Yes.
In addition to the danger of their characters being burned by their own fire, the players have forgotten two other things. The first is that a fire will rapidly deplete the oxygen in the cavern or dungeon, making breathing difficult. These are things where players are just like to the DM, you're a jerk.
Right.
Like you guys, like you're all suffocating, you die. The second is that any fire produces carbon monoxide, which is bad for the environment. Oh no, I'm sorry. It's a highly poisonous gas. On the surface, in the open air, CO is unimportant. You know it was the 80s.
Right.
Underground.
Exactly. If they only knew now.
We'll only go back in time. Underground, CO will almost certainly kill every orc there, as well as all of the characters. Carbon monoxide is odorless, colorless, and tasteless. Is this like in the garage where you have your car running?
Right. Yeah.
Oh.
Or you have any kind of propane or whatever, fire pits or whatever, and they're running and it's not being properly ventilated.
I'm familiar with the case where a woman was using in a closed area, and she was using to clean some whatever, and
that was it.
so the players are gonna die of carbon monoxide.
Apparently, well, they could. The problem is it's odorous, so you would have to, again, back to David, you'd have to start making saving throws because again, this is a heroic game. You'd have to adjudicate and you have to kind of explain them. They're starting to get groggy and.
So you need ventilation.
Yes.
So if you're going to throw a fireball, I like the phrase "throw spell." Do you ever use that phrase, "throw a spell"?
I think so.
Some people use it, "throw a spell," because I see throwing a fireball. I feel like you're holding the fireball. Throw a fireball.
Right. You chuck some fireballs in.
You throw a fireball spell. I don't think you throw a fireball.
Right.
You throw a fireball spell. So you need to, anytime you're setting fire to something or any fire spell,
right,
you need to make sure that you have the
air
ventilation.
Quality. That's why you bring birds in. You bring your small falcon.
Oh, you mean like the canary in the coal mine?
That's the whole point of it. That's right.
The falcon in the dungeon.
The falcon in the dungeon. That sounds like a module or a game or something. Falcon.
Right, or an album. The
Falcon in the dungeon.
Right. Okay. Well, that was useful.
Well, here's the problem with all that. I don't mean a problem. That's probably the wrong word. When you start getting so much realistic physics and environment, it starts taking away from it. And there's always that tension between a fantasy game and people. That wouldn't work in the real world.
It's not very...
Maybe orcs don't breathe oxygen. Maybe they breathe methane gas. Who knows?
Right. Well, some of it is like, you don't want to get so bogged down in it. So, but you know what, James? I enjoyed this so much. I'm going to keep this here because next time you just have to wait. We'll find out about what happens when the tip of the fire on your torches go blue. Ooh, wait till on the next episode.
Ooh, that would be great.
That'd be a good one, wouldn't it?
That would be great. So, that was interesting. But, again, there's always that tension of anytime you have falling rocks and you have water and drowning. And fortunately, the later books like the Dungeoneer Survival Guide and Wilderness Survival Guide, they really capture that. And we're going to talk about probably our favorite book later. No, that's what makes the game immersive. And, and it gives you a vehicle for storytelling, which is really, that's what Dungeons & Dragons is all about.
Right. I also like calculating how much interest my money is earning in the bank.
Absolutely.
Right.
I mean, that's more old school, but now you have opportunities to figure out the rope tensile strength of when you're rappelling. And did you bring enough what are those things, those pylons that you put into the walls? It's all good stuff.
Yeah.
So we have another new segment that we're going to do, which is it's something that we're starting. It's one of these opportunities to kind of review things, and so we have a special guest coming on. So let's do that.
And we've had a lot of special guests. So I mean, this is in keeping with greats, right? We've had Ernie Gygax, Errol Otis.
Right. Exactly. So we have a new guest, and we're going to start this right now. Let me bring him on.
Surprise guest.
All right, we are on to a new segment, Concordant Opposition, where we bring in different perspectives from around the old gaming community.
That's correct, James. And so I'm pleased to introduce our guest, a commentator with a huge following in Greyhawk and founder of the Liberty Scrollzine,
Thank you
Mr.
for
Lex
having me
A.
on your program,
Sonje.
gentlemen. I want to salute you, fellow freedom lovers and patriots.
So what would you like to discuss today on our show?
I'm going to break down a subject so incredibly important that I don't feel worthy to bring it to your viewers' attention. I want to let them know that the latest tricks that our mayor and the city council have conjured to limit our freedom and bring us closer to bondage.
This sounds very serious. What happened?
Well, late in the evening, deep in the recesses of the castle, they have proclaimed that all city guard and militia must wear a helmet while on duty, effective this fortnight.
Well, that sounds reasonable to me, Lex. I mean, it's for their safety.
Listen, James, this is typical bureaucratic edict that treats our brave defenders as children. Instead of celebrating their heroics and keeping the gnomish hordes at bay, they get oppressive rules and decrees.
Gnomish hordes.
Well, I know there are many great patriots in this city watch who listen to me and have prevented those in power from taking me out. And so, now, they're coming for them. The city watch risks their lives every day, and they should fight and die as they see fit. The council claims that, in keeping with the Ministry of Health's edict, the helmet slows the spread of fatal blows to the head.
So you don't think that's correct?
Ha! They claim that those without helmets have the same protection as nothing at all, and cunning opponents will strike at the heads at thrice the normal rate.
Well, I would certainly want a helmet if I had to go into battle. I would like to know more about gnomish hordes. Never heard gnomes hoarding before.
Gentlemen, have these losers, I mean leaders, ever fought in a battle? Being able to see is key to survival. I've been told by leading authorities in the martial arts that situational awareness is the difference between life and death.
Well, that's a good point, I guess, so.
Here is what they are demanding our beloved watch wear. This is literally a weapon magnet. They can't see anything.
Well, that seems excessive.
I've also heard that you have evidence that they don't follow their own rules. Is that true?
Well, yes, absolutely. I have confidential informants that, in spite of great risk and great personal danger, got this information to me that I'm holding. It says at the last council tournament, none of the contestants wore helmets. Their hypocrisy is in full display. They have no shame, no honor.
Well, third-party statements are inadmissible.
Listen, people, do you think these oppressive rules protect us? This is meant to foster an ideology of safety and protection, but all it does is neuter our forces.
Wow, that really sounds like a conspiracy. Very diabolic.
Right! This is clearly from the lowest reaches of the abyss. How do I know? I know on good authority that there are little demons on the council. They're speaking in demonic tongues, breathing fire, eating babies. Wake up, people!
Those are some outrageous claims.
Our free city is being overrun by the forces of wickedness. You want to protect Greyharp? Arm everyone with wands of magic missiles. Give us the tools we need and stop bringing in foreigners to fight our wars. You can buy my magic freedom wands at any Saul's magic shop, and you don't need a permit.
So what else can concerned people do?
That's a great question, Jim. In these times of tumult, you need to be on full alert, and so my team has developed a Freedom Fighter potion pack that contains extra large vials of masculinity, heroism, speed, and sweet water to purge all the lies and toxins that we're exposed to. We accept freedom coins in gold and platinum denominations. Our Liberty Caravan is coming to your town very soon. Order now, before they shut us down, and it's too late.
Well, you've changed my mind. I'm so glad we had you on. Thanks, Lex.
Thanks, guys. Good luck, and St. Cuthbert speed.
You fell for that?
He's on the internet. He's on the internet of Greyhawk. He's got to be right.
That guy's a nutball. Why didn't you... I got Errol Otis. You got this guy?
Oh, we're having him on again. I mean, he's changed my mind on a lot of things. This is truly amazing. So I'm so glad we had this on. So tell us what you think in the comments if you want to see Lex on again and get his perspective. I'm sorry you didn't I mean, demons and Greyhawk seems pretty logical to me. So. Well,
Oh, no, I was talking about not wanting to wear a helmet. I
Oh.
thought the helmet rules. Oh, no, that part I agree with.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about the helmets.
Well,
Have you read the helmet rule?
you know, I can see both sides of this. You know, having a helmet is great, but if you're getting whacked in the head, I mean, look, if you close your eyes and I beat you on the head, I don't know. I don't think it's that. I don't think it's that controversial, to be perfectly honest.
You know, he might have a good point. Do you remember we had the guys on who did the Tome of Mighty Magic?
Right, the Tome of Mighty Magic.
And do you remember the spell they had? Enlarge helmet?
Enlarge helmet. That's right. I forgot about that.
Lex might be onto something here.
That's exactly right.
I don't know if that's what he was thinking, but you know, all right.
Well, do you want to go over the Jester class now?
I love this class. In April 1982,
That's right.
40
perfect.
years ago today,
Right.
the Jester class came out in Dragon magazine. Do you know who wrote the Jester NPC class?
I was going to say Roger Moore, but it's probably. Oh, good. Yay! Ding, 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 ding.
Because we know everything Roger Moore touches is gold. So Roger Moore did the Jester class, and I think I'm thinking of incorporating this into my campaigns as a PC available. It's no parenthesis, James.
So it's going to be like Necromancer that everyone wants to play it, or we can't play it?
You can play it.
Oh, okay.
You can play it.
Okay,
I'm
I
going to
got
let you play it. Okay, so the Jester. So the Jesters roam from place to place telling tales, pulling practical jokes, insulting the most fearsome of monsters and characters, and generally making nuisances of themselves. And they're going to have special powers. What races do you think could be a Jester? If you were going to say, you're going to write the Jester class.
No.
Absolutely. Gnomes can definitely be it. Any human or demi-human race may have Jesters, but only humans, half-elves, and gnomes have unlimited advancement.
Oh.
What I think this is interesting is that means you can be a half-orc Jester.
That is good.
That's one rude dude.
How you like that?
Is he like the Lenny Bruce?
That's right,
you know?
That's right, the Lenny Bruce.
He's
The
like-
Andrew Dice Clay.
Yeah, that's better. That's probably better than Lenny Bruce. Yeah, the Andrew Dice Clay.
Hickory Dickory Dock.
Yeah, I kill you.
That's right. Jack and Jill went up the hill.
Yeah.
Each with a butt, $1.25.
Yeah.
Jill came down with $2.50. Oh, hello.
Yeah.
Hey,
With 2 silver pieces. Yeah. Okay.
Don't you talk about my wife. Oh, sorry. That's a bit too tiny.
So you're really taking this. James wants to be the half-orc Jester. So okay.
That's my next character, half-orc Jester.
Ask the DM if you can be a half-orc Jester.
That's almost as good as the Nico's, the production goblin's cleric who couldn't heal people. That was.
That's right. He did a cleric. That's right. He did a cleric who couldn't heal. Okay. Halflings may go to 12th level before their jokes get boring. You can see that.
Right.
And elves may go to 10th level before their jokes get too exotic.
Ooh.
Dwarves are not very humorously inclined and may only reach 6th level. Since half-orcs and their kin all think things like thumbscrews and Iron Maidens are marvelously comic, they may only attain the 4th level of experience. So I'm sorry,
So
James.
Jester Cleric, basically, 4/4.
Oh, multi-class.
Multi-class Jester Cleric.
Cleric Jester. That's weird, isn't it?
That's it.
So you're like a doctor by day and then you're like do the improv at night? Okay.
Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde kind of thing.
Yes, I love, oh yeah.
This stuff writes itself.
It does. So your character, so during the day, yeah, you're the half-orc Jekyll,
The half-orc, that's right.
half-orc Hyde.
Right, he's sacrificing to grooms or whoever, or
You'll never know. Yes.
and then at night he's cutting it up with the other people, literally.
I love, literally, half-elves can advance without limit because they're able to draw from human and elven comedy. And thus gain a richer sense of humor. Gnomes are more adventurous on the whole than halflings are and are more mischievous as well. Thus, they can progress further than the latter. Okay, you can be either neutral good, chaotic good, true neutral, or chaotic neutral. So I'm sorry, James, what's your alignment going to be with your... You can't be
neutral.
evil. Yeah, I figured that was coming. Chaotic neutral. Now, this is where things get interesting. There's a mess up here.
Oh, there is?
There is. I believe. That's a lie. I know. I don't want to... That's a big allegation.
Right.
The intelligence and wisdom scores of a jester must each be at least 12. What do you think charisma has to be?
16.
13. And that would make sense, right? There's a problem, isn't there? Tell me about your half-orc.
Oh, yeah, he can't be 30. He can only be what?
12. So you're gonna need some magical ability to be a jester, right? Apparently, right?
Well, you could be a jester to other orcs. Right?
That's right. So like you go right. So like you're just making a bunch of jokes, and you're just like the humans are like, what is this guy?
Right. So you could be.
And the orcs are laughing and laughing. The other half orcs are just laughing and laughing.
Yeah, you're working the orc circuit.
That's very interesting. I guess you're right. So you could be a jester to other half orcs.
Or to orcs.
Oh, you're at the orc underground lair.
Right. The orc
Playing tonight.
That's right.
You're-
Pseudo undead.
Until that fireball.
Jekyll Hyde.
Who
That's
did
right.
the fireball? We're all gonna die. Everyone run. All right. Okay.
People have been loving it. Like, look at the pyrotechnics that he did. That's
Oh
right.
God. Yeah. All right. Jesters with intelligence, wisdom, and exterior. Okay. Who cares about the 10% earned? All right. The jester class can. Oh, jesters tend to be smaller than average. What's else? Yeah, you're like a little half orc.
You're a little half orc.
Pygmy. You're like the veg pygmy.
Half veg pygmy, half orc. They're fecund, as we learned.
So are you quarter, or you mean half orc, or like half orc?
Well, no, they're half orc, but the other half is veg pygmy.
So you're quarter orc, quarter human.
No. The orc went to the barrier peaks and found a veg pygmy.
Okay.
So
He was playing the circuit.
You know.
And something happened.
Exactly.
Waka waka. Okay, all right.
Oh yeah, I forgot my.
I'm
waka waka.
sorry, y'all. So what's wrong with this when that's the one you need the most?
Right.
For this show. Okay.
Yeah, sure. I'll get that ready.
You should always. That should be like number one.
It should be on loop.
It should be.
There you go. There you go.
The jester class cannot be combined with any other class. I'm sorry, Jim.
Oh.
You can't be a cleric.
Well, you were already letting us do this, so I thought you could fill it.
If I
through.
remove the parentheses.
Yeah.
See, you're pushing it, James. Don't push me. Don't push me.
I know.
Okay.
I know.
Any change from the jester's alignment. Okay, who cares? All right. Jester, you have 6-sided hit dice.
Okay. That's
All right,
not
roll your hit points.
better than a magic user.
Better than a magic.
A
excuse me.
small.
Better than a cat.
Oh yeah, better than a cat. I have 2.
You have 2 hit points. Okay. You can. All right. So here's your. I know what you've been waiting for. Your special abilities. Okay. 1 new language over and above those already allowed to the Jester NPC because of intelligence may be learned at each odd-numbered level of experience, including first level.
Okay.
To reflect the Jester's naturally strange mind, the new language may, if the DM desires, and you know, I desire,
Yep.
be rolled randomly, because you're supposed to learn them. That table is for NPCs. A lot of people think you get to roll those all up. You got to learn them.
No.
That's the way we did it back in the day. You
Yeah,
learn.
we did.
But would you like to learn? So would you like to roll your intelligence, James?
Yeah.
Well, okay.
Yeah, 46.
All right. Go for it.
We got.
You better be at least 12. You're not a jester.
I have a 4 intelligence.
Humanity. You want to be a jester, so you're just terrible, dude. You don't have the charisma. You don't have the intelligence. You're horrible.
Yeah, that's bad. I have
You're
4
hopeless.
I mean, for those who can't see, I rolled 3 1s and a 2 on 46. So
I think you have what's that opposite? Was it not the opposite of divine awe? The horror.
divine horror. Well,
Okay.
that's
Roll your. Let's see what you are. Let's roll your. We'll give you an intelligence. Go roll a percentile, please.
percentile.
Because it's crazy.
23.
Oh, boo, Elvish. How boring. Okay, whatever. Okay.
Wow.
Here it is. Due to your outrageous mannerisms and peculiar dress. So you're a half orc in peculiar dress.
I like it.
You like? You gain a +1 on initiative rolls in combat with all types of opponent. You get +1 initiative.
That's amazing.
That's pretty cool, right? Because they see you and it's like a little bit of surprise.
Right.
They're like, what? You save on the thief table with +1 on all saving throws to account for your extremely good luck. You can climb walls and other rough vertical surfaces with a base 75% chance of success. I guess to get out of there when people get upset. This chance improves 2% for each level to maximum 99, and you get your racial and dex bonus. That's nice. From 3rd level onward, you're gonna love this one. You may pick pockets as well as a thief 2 levels lower. Okay.
Okay, that's cool.
Because you are a master of wit and insult, you may raise the morale of friends and lower the morale of enemies within a 60-foot radius of the jester. So that's nice, right? So you're kind of like a bard, but with jokes. If you are engaged, a jester who is engaged in altering the local morale conditions can perform other actions. Morale is altered through the skillful use of loud vocal commentary and hand gestures. Thus, silence, paralysis, hold, and other related spells can prevent can prevent you from doing it. And here's the good news too. You're immune from insanity of any sort, okay?
Because you're insane.
Already. You are accustomed by trade to juggling small objects and doing tricks with them. Anytime a jester is aware that a small grenade-like object, dagger, or dart has been tossed, this would have been good for the falcon, within 10 feet of him or her, there's a base 80% chance, +1 per level of the jester, to a maximum 99%, that the jester can successfully catch the item in question, and wait for it, there's more. Immediately in the same segment, toss it back in the direction it came from.
Wow.
That's pretty good, right?
Yeah, that's better than a monk. Well, everything's better than a monk.
So basically, it's coming at, so the dagger's, like you're standing next to me.
Right.
And a dagger's coming at you. I grab the dagger out of air and toss it back.
Right.
Okay.
Monks can't even do that.
That's very good, right? The category of grenade-like objects could include vials of poison, flaming bottles of oil, acid grenades, or the third form of Odalix freezing sphere. I don't know what that is.
It's a magic user spell.
Thank you. Even a poisoned dagger may be safely grasped if the jester catches it, provided the hilt is not poisoned. So you need to poison your hilts. Now, no, you know this because it might be a jester in the other party.
Right.
Okay. You are also, at 16th level, you are the Prince of Jesters. You gain the power to read and utilize scrolls of a magic user or illusionist nature. There is a chance of backfire. Jesters are also skilled at casting their voices, that they function as if they had permanent ventriloquism. Spell.
Wow.
You may only wear leather armor, but you can have small shields. And you also get spells. Ready for this?
I love it.
You do. You get spells. There is a spell table, and you get various spells. So there is first level, animal friendship, charm person, friends, hypnotism, sleep. Second level, forget, rave, enfeeblement, scare, and trip. Third level, hold person, hold animal, suggestion, and on and on. So what do you, and there's your spell chart. First level, jester. Second level, you get one spell. So you have catch object, pick pockets, climb walls, and you get some spells, and you are the jester. What do you think?
I like it. I mean, some of the skills don't seem to be very appropriate for the jester. Like, I mean, mock royalty would be a percentage. You know, can you feign, where the jester mocks the royalty and somehow still survives? You should have pluses to saving throws against mocking.
Yeah, I guess some of that is, you do get the morale, right?
Well, morale against other people, but I always think of a jester as the court jester who goes and speaks truth to the king or the prince, but says it in a way that keeps him alive. That's kind of, so I don't know how you make that into a thing. So you can basically taunt people without them knowing it.
Yeah, that's true. There's
really not any of that in there.
Unless I've overlooked
Yeah, like
it.
when I say the fact that you read this entire article, it's really helpful. I really appreciate that.
Yes, I actually read 1/10 of it. I could have been much worse.
That wasn't all of it? It just felt that way.
Yeah.
See, that should be a skill. I should be able to roll to see if you take that not as a taunt, but actually as, oh, thank you.
Oh, well, since you mention it, you can get followers.
Ooh, I like that.
And although you do not normally establish castles or citadels, and don't attract
what about comedy clubs?
I'm sorry. I get henchmen and hirelings. I don't get followers.
Oh, okay.
But I can give performances at arenas in any city, as well as spontaneous shows at any street corner. Payment by local crowds should be determined by the DM. But here you go. Ready for this? A jester of 9th level or more may establish a fun house or carnival and attract bigger crowds and make money. Details again should be worked out by the DM. So you get a fun house.
Greg's Fun House. Too bad the half-orc can't get to 9th level, because or else
he doesn't get the fun house. No.
Greg's Fun House.
Yeah,
that sounds amazing with Iron Maidens in it and torture devices.
Well, I was thinking that your cleric could work there.
Right.
Punishing the acolyte.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So I was thinking, I wanted to run an adventure where it would be NPCs. It'd be like an anti-paladin, the gravedigger,
right,
jester,
the necromancer.
That'd be fun, I think. Jester be
the
in
alchemist.
There. The alchemist.
I think there's like a librarian. They've gone so many.
Oh yeah, like the account. There's like an accountant or something like that.
The actuary.
That's right. Well, at least you'll have life insurance.
Sorry.
There it is.
That's because he gives you bonuses because he he predicts. He rolled 95. You have a 95% chance of dying next round.
I think wasn't there? There was a fortune. There may have been a fortune
teller,
teller NPC.
I like that.
So okay, all right. There's the Jester.
Yeah, exactly. They'd be like the Joker. Once you get high enough level, you're the Joker.
That's why it's a bummer you can't be evil.
Right, that sucks.
That does stink, right? Because we were talking about like the lawful evil
Wait,
bard is cool.
What linemen can you be?
Yeah, they're stinky. Because you could be a lawful evil bard, can't I?
Yeah.
Or neutral evil.
Neutral evil.
I know I can be an evil bard
Yes,
of some kind,
you just
right?
can't be. I don't think any lawful.
Yeah. Okay. So the Jester must be either neutral good, chaotic good, true neutral, or chaotic neutral.
Yeah, so you could be lawful evil if you got a helm of opposing alignment. I don't know if you lose your.
Yeah,
gesture.
it actually talks. I tried not to overtalk. It talks about it. If you lose it, any change from the Jester's alignment to a lawful or evil alignment immediately makes the Jester a thief. With only climbing kit practices. Oh, so everything you can be everything, but you can't be lawful or evil. So why can't I be I can't be lawful because I'm a Jester.
Yes.
And I can't be evil. Why?
Why?
Yeah, wouldn't the Joker would be a lawful? Yeah, the Joker would be like a chaotic evil Jester.
Well, that's why you shouldn't take real people and put them into D&D.
Oh yeah, because the chaotic evil Jester would be awesome.
Right.
As a baddie.
Right. Good news. You should, if you were at GaryCon, you could ask Roger to see if you could make that change.
We should ask him because then you could. Oh yeah, you could have so you could have an adventure like assault on the funhouse. So you're like taking down the funhouse.
Right.
The chaotic evil funhouse.
Right. The sadistic funhouse.
Funhouse.
I
Yeah.
love it. Sadistic Funhouse. That's a good name of this album.
That is a good album.
Sadistic Funhouse.
Yeah. Welcome to the funhouse.
Sadistic Funhouse.
It's now time to enter the funhouse.
That's the rock opera that they write.
Yes, it's all creepy. It's like Iron Maiden.
That's the
Yes.
pseudo-undead rock opera.
Yeah, it's like what was the
Alice Cooper, Welcome to My Nightmare. This is Welcome to the Sadistic Funhouse.
Yeah, what was that? What's that show they all show at midnight? Movies.
Creeper Feature.
Something like that. Right? Rock and roll something, right? Yeah.
Welcome to the Sadistic Funhouse.
Yeah, you have Iron Maidens and chains and yeah.
It doesn't roll off the tongue like Welcome to the Jungle. Welcome to the Sadistic Funhouse. Okay.
I hear a lot of groaning and clanking.
You pay extra for that.
All right.
Oh, that was good. Actually, I like that class. So someone needs to write that module. The Rocky Horror Picture Show, exactly. So,
Rocky Horror Picture Show, exactly.
Oh, that's it. Where we have to do the bits and everything. Okay, you're right. That is right. All right, so we're now going to do our book review, our new segment, where we review probably our favorite book right now. Right, I don't know if people can read what that says.
Okay, well, fine.
Get it up there. You got this last year at GROGTALK.
What was that name of that one convention we had?
Something we had. Something.
Right.
So, because we sort of covered this before, but I don't think we've covered it to the depth that we're hoping to do it today.
Right.
And really shed a light onto how valuable this book is.
I love Unearthed Arcana.
Yeah.
I love Unearthed Arcana, and let me count the ways.
Right.
I love Unearthed Arcana.
So first thing, this is in the new style of book, and I like that it's removable, the pages.
So you can take them out, and then you can hole punch them.
Right.
Put them in a binder, and then when a player wants to see a roll, you just take it out and hand it to them.
Right, because there's two sections to this, so it's nice to just immediately pull out one section and hand them the rest.
Right.
Let me see if some pages will come out. No, I guess not. I think I had to re-glue them back in because I didn't want them to be lost.
You must have got, I was going to say, or you got a bad copy.
Right, yeah, the other ones just fall out easily, so it's a little bit.
On the way out of the store.
That's right.
It's like you get home, you're like, wait, where's pages 34 through 40?
Right.
What the? They're like next to the, so they're
They
like,
probably just have a pile of pages there at the end, so you can just make your own.
probably, just grab it. So like pages 34, like next to the Orange Julius, at the mall. Okay, we like that about it. So that was novel.
Right.
That was a change.
And, in the old days, you had to buy separate books. There was a DMG, there was a Player's Handbook. They decided, what's really great is for players to have access to the DM stuff right here. No more take the veil between the DM and that.
It was I don't like boundaries.
Right.
It was right. It was I didn't like separation. So this was nice.
This is the beginning of collaboration. The days of the adversarial DM are over when this came out.
Exactly right. Exactly right. And what I like right off the bat is that I am seeing here, for example, I'm seeing ratings. I see like what 18 to 21. I'm on page 6. Character abilities.
Right. So for those who remember, in the player's handbook, very terse. You know, how much time does intelligence get? What, 3 lines? Mm-hmm. Okay, it's got half a page.
And I don't even know how.
Wisdom is literally half a page.
And what drove me crazy is I didn't know what the difference between intelligence and wisdom were. The brevity of the discussion just bred confusion.
Yeah, charisma is a quarter of a page, and charisma is one of the most important things you do in D&D.
It was always the stat where I put my highest score.
Right. When in doubt, I put the highest one in there.
Because I was a jester.
Right, and so now with comeliness, they decided, you know what? They created a new ability.
And no one even knows how to pronounce it, actually.
It's-
Is it comeliness or is it comeliness?
Comeliness.
Okay.
And nothing says, you know, now it used to roll 6 dice, three or four dice 6 times. No, now you get to roll 7 dice all the time.
Because I think what was happening, it was I was very restrictive. You could only roll 4. Why can I only roll 4, James?
Well, we're going to talk about that later.
Okay.
They wanted to help humans out. So, comeliness is this new reflects physical attractiveness, because I think people were getting confused when someone would have a high charisma. They would automatically think that person was very attractive, even though it was clear that they could have personality, whatever. People, obviously, this was a big problem in D&D, and they finally fixed it where you can have very charismatic people, but people who are ugly as sin,
And vice versa.
and vice versa.
And it was bothering me because what was happening is I was often doing my games, is I, of course, would go to the bar
Right.
and I'd try to pick up the ladies.
Right.
And I had a low charisma.
Right.
And my DM kept having me, I'd roll, react, and I was failing. And I complained because I said, that doesn't mean I'm not good looking.
Right.
But now finally we can figure out if my
When you're
character's good
fighting against the common falcon, comeliness is going to come in very handy.
looking. Indeed, or the urchin.
The urchin.
You got to look good for the
Gotta look
urchin.
good for the urchin.
Okay. And what I like about it is what I'm seeing here is I'm seeing ability scores
Right.
of 22 to 25 range,
Right. Because we've had that a lot.
26 to 30,
26 to 30.
right? Unearthly beauty.
Yep.
It's about time that we're seeing statistics or scores in this range.
Right. Everything should be up to 30.
Right.
And a new ability, Fascinate, so you can second level illusionist spell. And so you have, if you're that beautiful, you can do that. So you get to roll. There's a bunch of changes. So this is amazing. It's really great. And it's just another thing your DM has to remember, which will add flavor to your game. So
And
very good.
speaking
Very
of
useful.
flavor,
Yeah.
what I really like is when I turn to the next page, right, I see all sorts of new racial stocks.
Right. This game is human-centric, they say. Clearly, they figured out that it's not.
It's wrong.
Right.
It was wrong to be human-centric.
Right.
It's expanded, and all the sorts of elves now are available. Different types of gnomes are available, and so this is very nice. This is very nice.
Right.
And I also see here that
It's the beginning of really making the game inclusive, because no more is it just goody two-shoe humans. Now you can be an evil elf, drow,
can I be a good drow?
possibly. Why
Thank
not?
you.
You could be a good drow. There's no stereotyping anymore.
Okay.
You can be whatever you want.
I like it. And what's interesting about this, James, is I'm not seeing any parentheses. I remember a lot of parentheses from the player's handbook.
People did not like that.
Can I be a gnome cleric? I'd say I'd like to be a gnome cleric.
Right.
And what would you say back in the
No.
day? And I'd say, are you telling me there aren't gnome clerics?
Well, they are, but they're NPCs. You cannot be one. You
Why
cannot
can't
play
I?
it.
So NPC guy can be.
Right. NPC, you can. If you need healing, you can go to NPC guy. If you want to be a gnome cleric, you can go
What if
paladin.
I'm that guy? Can I go out and
You can't
adventure with
because
this
that's
party?
an NPC. It's non-player.
Can I play in this game?
No, now you can't, because if you're going to play a gnome cleric, you have to get out of
I
here.
have to go home.
Well, up till this book. This is why this book's amazing. It fixed so many things.
Now, in this book,
Right.
It's like those infomercials.
Yeah.
You too.
You too could be a gnome cleric.
Are you tired of your DM being a jerk?
Right.
Are you
tired of being human?
Tired of hearing no? Tired of being human? Tired of being a high elf? Tired of hearing no?
Right.
Well, now it's yes.
Right.
Yes to everything.
And humans, as you know, they're so great that they've taken over the world, right? They're the most popular race. You know, it's like Lord of the Rings, the men, Age of Men. Well, here, fortunately, why would you'd think you'd want to play human. You know, the humans have exactly, so you look on the new expansion, page 11, it's literally 3 sentences about humans. It says, humans are the dominant race in AD&D gaming, having no limits. But it's interesting that now you can play a deep gnome who can summon earth elementals.
Oh.
That's on page 11.
I love that.
So somehow these deep gnomes, drow can cast fairy fire. They have some other abilities and skills, but humans are the most popular. They've taken over.
And you know, you remember the old chart that they would have with the how the races got along?
Preferences.
See, now it's nice to see. I like a chart this size, which is telling me how all the races get along, right? I mean,
nothing like having a multi-graph chart to kind of peruse and try to figure out.
Half the page. And are there any new classes I can play?
Ooh, yes, we'll get to that in just a second.
Okay.
Yeah. So elves get expanded, because elves very magical, very mystical. So now you have wild elves, which sounds super fun. Did you read about the wild elves?
Elves Gone Wild?
Elves Gone Wild.
I hear that's the Jesters. I hear exotic jokes.
That's right.
Elves Gone Wild.
They're the ones, the exotic jokes.
That's not an album. Elves Gone Wild.
That's right. Oh, Elves Gone Wild. Elves, elves, elves.
It's an exotic album.
That's right. Just raisin.
It's got one of those little stickers, right? The
That's
Tipper
right.
Gore stickers.
The Tipper Gore one, absolutely.
Of course, just made us want to buy it. Of course.
So yeah, wild elves. They or GROGTALK, shun outsiders even. This is on page 10. We're still on page 10 of this amazing book.
Can I be a valley elf
Yes, you can actually. You can be a valley.
I'll melt the world. All right, I'll stop the world. And
They're shunned by other elves. And what's interesting?
Tell me.
Keep reading that one. I was going to bring this up, but you did it. Page 10.
Yes.
Go back to page 10.
Oh wait, my page 10's missing. Oh no, there it is.
Yeah, okay, you found it. Good.
Yes.
Read the next to last sentence in the Valley Elves.
I shall. The name of Valley Elves is derived from the Valley of the Mage, where the subrace is headquartered in the World of Greyhawk fantasy game setting. But Valley Elves are equally at home in any semi-far. Oh my gosh.
So now we need to have, we need to have some Valley Elves on our ship who talk like Valley girls.
They're headquartered.
Yeah.
You're right. Okay, thank you. That was
I'm
actually
a
very
Valley
useful.
elf in a Valley world. You can play one.
Yes. Right?
Maybe your guy shouldn't have been human. He should be a Valley Elf. So that would be great.
That could be our movie,
That's
Valley
right. Gag
Elf.
me with the spoon.
It's our movie, Valley Elf. Remember Valley Girl?
That's right.
Valley Elf.
A Grog
Nicolas
Talk
Cage.
production. Valley Elf.
Are you playing Nicolas Cage?
Of course.
Who was the female lead in that?
Oh, I don't remember.
I don't either. I don't think it was. I don't know who that
It
was.
wasn't Molly.
Someone on there. It wasn't
Molly.
Amanda Plum. Or,
No, it could have been. Yeah.
I don't
That's a good
know.
one.
Right.
So anyway, be a human or be someone who has 12-inch range of infravision. If you're male, 15-inch movement, female drow, you can cast darkness. I mean, that's going to work out great when you've got your first level magic user with 2 or 3 hit points who cast mending, and then you have a first level drow elf who can cast fairy fire, dancing lights, darkness, 5-foot radius, can move at 15, can speak silent tongues of the underground. That's pretty amazing.
Now, can I be, because I really didn't like the restrictions on classes and races.
Well, it's hard to say because this is the one, I don't want to call it a criticism, they kind of left in suspense. When you go back to page 8 and 9, it gives you the classes that the races can play, but it doesn't tell you which combinations.
Oh, then that was an errata, I believe. They did.
Don't call it an errata.
Oh, I'm sorry,
It's called
supplement.
a supplement.
Supplement.
It's a supplement.
Addendum.
Right. So fortunately, when the person who owned this book before me, when they decided they weren't going to share the pages anymore and they rebound this, they put the additions. See, it's not an errata, additions and corrections. So I call it a supplement. And so here on chart 3 that you have to go to the Dragon magazine to find, And on newer versions, in your premium one, there's newer versions have it. There is another giant matrix to tell you what kind of ones you can play.
Oh, I see. Wait, what? It just says intelligence 19 and dex 19 is required for this. How do I get a 19? Okay, who cares? Oh, I see. There's a big. So let me see. How did gnomes fare on this?
Oh, they did great because now you can have an illusion assassin,
Wait, what are all these things? What's CF?
cleric fighter, cleric rangers,
Oh.
cleric magic user, cleric illusionist. Deep gnomes and surface gnomes could be cleric illusionist, cleric thief,
I could be a cleric illusionist.
and the most important one, CA.
cleric assassin.
Deep gnome can be a cleric assassin. Oh. That's why this game's amazing.
I'm
Ali
tempted.
Sheedy, the Admiral thinks it is. That could be.
Oh. I'm tempted, James.
There you go.
Oh my
What
god.
do you mean tempted? It's in this book. It's canon.
It
It's
is.
the best book ever.
Oh, this is.
I mean,
this is
now,
sweet.
instead of all these humans, I mean, I'm sure most people are going to play humans. They're not going to want to play demi-humans. They're going to keep it to the tradition that we have, that it's a human-centric game.
I should be a barbarian and you should be a magic user. How would that go?
Well, we'll talk about that right now. That's good. Let's move on to the next thing, which is the different classes. So, we had fighter, and then they started ranger and paladin and that kind of thing. They said we need another class, which is an amazing fighter called the cavalier.
Now, my understanding is, and I don't understand why, some people dislike the Cavalier, but from the life of me, I don't know why they would dislike the Cavalier.
No, it's great because you don't even actually start at first level. Depending on the random roll that you do,
Yes.
you may have to start at -2 level or level 0.
Really?
Yes, if you're poor, you don't have enough money. So that is the part they're really trying to reflect the cultural inequities that was going on at this time. So nothing says excitement like you're not even a 0. You're less than 0, and you have to go up a couple of levels in order to get to first level.
How many? Oh, 1d4 plus 1.
Right, that's how many hit points you have. So you barely have more hit points, even though you're a fighter, as a first level magic user.
Does an apprentice start at negative hit points, do you think? Just in general, like an apprentice?
They're catatonic.
Oh, no, I didn't mean hit points. I misspoke. I meant experience points.
Right, because you know what's something that was really compelling to me? What did my players do before? What did my character do before first level? This is the first class where you can start adventuring before they actually start first level.
I like that.
Well, there you go. I knew you would like it.
That sounds it's an origin story.
Right.
Can I
right.
start as a baby?
I'm surprised. I think if Gary was still with the company, they would have had that.
You said that you said if I'm reincarnated or something like that, you said I had to start as a baby.
Right, you have to start over. That's me. I agree with that.
I'm 2 years old now. I'm waiting. I'll be able to play my character in 8 to 16 years.
That's right.
Okay.
That's perfect.
Wow.
So you get a bunch of hits, proficiencies, but your own. And what's also great about this Cavalier is you go to page 16.
Yes.
And nothing says stealth and working as a group that read the second paragraph.
Yes,
As a result
I like
of the
that.
code, they have a code. They're modeled after the chivalrous knight. As a result of code and desire for battle, cavaliers cannot be controlled in battle situations. They will charge any enemy in sight with the following order of preference.
Wow. Okay, number 1 is
Powerful monsters.
Land urchin. Oh, powerful
That's right.
monsters. Well, that would be land urchin.
Falcons.
Falcons. Wow, great. Demons. So they see so a cavalier sees a demon. I mean, great.
Right.
So a cavalier sees a demon and he just attacks.
Right, automatically attacks. What do? I'm attacking. We're not going to talk about
It's
it.
code of honor.
Leroy Jenkins, time's up. Then off he goes.
How's the cavalier's code of honor different from a paladin's code of honor?
Well, funny you mentioned that. See, look, next this is what I love.
Well, I need to see if you can just use order. Then, opponent cavaliers are great renown.
Right.
Oh.
Right, it's like
is
a
there
Death Knight or something like that. Well, Death Knight's a fallen cavalier, paladin, but you'll see.
Wait, what's the alignment restrictions on a cavalier?
I think you have to be lawful, but I'll look that
Oh,
up.
can you be a lawful evil
Of
cavalier?
course you can.
Oh, that's actually kind of cool.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, so I wouldn't... Oh. Serving enemy leaders. Oh, I like that. Okay. An opponent cavalry. All right. Do I have to bring my horse into the dungeon?
A cavalier must initially be of good alignment.
Oh.
That's initially.
Initially?
That's right. Then they can be fallen. Exactly.
So you can have a fallen cavalier.
Yeah.
I like it. Okay. Can I be a cavalier jester, multi-class?
I don't. It'll be up to you to decide. That would be great. Come back here. I taught you a second.
You're like along.
Charge! You beat them down. Beat them back.
He's dressed ridiculous. I got this like ridiculous plume or whatever.
That's
You know.
Oh,
I'm a dandy.
exactly.
I love it. Come to the fun house.
I will chase you into the fun house.
Meet my cleric.
Right.
After my. Okay. All right. The
So yeah, so nothing says group cohesion when, while all cavaliers start good alignments, it says right after that,
Yes.
they are cavaliers of neutral evil alignment. Alignment change can occur up to 4th level, which is a new enhancement. So you can get up to 4th level without penalty.
if the change is well reasoned. Oh, so in
Yeah.
other words, like the good king like slaughtered my family,
Right.
and I'm like, oh, that's it, dude.
That's it, now I'm evil.
I'm like Darth. I'm like
Right.
turning. Okay, got it.
And then evil cavaliers may use poison, and they can ignore the obligation of hospitality.
Wait, I can use poison as a good palate? Wait.
Evil
Oh,
cavalier.
as an evil, yes, of course. That's great. All right, all right. All right, are there any Cavalier multi-class? Probably not.
No, well, we don't
That would be
know.
awesome. I want that.
Well, so let's see.
oh, you know, you don't have to go to your thing?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Sorry.
Well, I don't
Not,
wanna,
they're not errata?
I don't want to flip the pages too hard because you can already hear some crinkling. They're coming off again already. So
Yes.
I don't. Huh? There's some kind of creature outside. Well, it just has fighter. I don't
Falcon.
know.
Oh.
It has ranger, but it doesn't say cavalier. So I don't.
Okay. All right. That's a bummer. All right.
It's a bummer. Now, good news is paladins, which they were very underpowered in the first version. They really didn't do a whole lot.
right.
So now with Unearthed Arcana, they fixed that.
Okay.
Now paladins are a subclass of cavalier. So you get all the features of a
Oh.
cavalier, and you
Oh.
add the stuff you have in there.
Wait, does that mean I can become an evil paladin?
No, you can't be an evil paladin. You have to
Ooh.
stay lawful good.
Okay.
But now you get weapon proficiency. And another great thing about cavaliers is they fight okay, but they fight really well on the horse. They have to have a lance as one of their proficiencies. So invariably, DM tip, you better have wide enough corridors because they're going to want to bring their warhorse everywhere they go.
Oh, that makes sense. Oh, so I can. Oh, so if I. But the good news is, if I'm a fallen paladin, I just become a cavalier. I'm not like a
Right.
fighter.
Right,
Like
you're
in the
cav-
old days.
right,
That was
you'd be-
that was unfair.
Right, well.
I was playing a paladin, James,
Yeah.
and I helped murder a family.
Right.
Just cause. And my DM, who's a total jerk,
Right.
was like, "You're not a paladin anymore." I'm like, "What?"
And it was higher than 3rd level, which means you should he's going to let you lose level. But now that you're subclass of paladin,
then I just
of cavalier, you have up until 4th level to slaughter.
Yeah, and then I became oh, that's right. And then I just become a cavalier, right? Wait,
Yep.
wait, why do you say up to 4th level? Because what happened?
Because before, above it says, while all cavaliers of initial good alignment, the cavaliers of neutral evil alignment as well. Alignment change can occur up to 4th level without penalty. So every other character can only go up to 2nd level before they have a penalty. Cavaliers, they have this code, they're supposed to live by it, but if they decide, it's kind of like the Amish when they send their kids away to kind of see if they want to be Amish.
Testing it out.
Right, testing it out.
How I feel. So if I'm a paladin and I'm not feeling it, all that
Right.
religious business, I just slaughter some
slaughters
people.
people.
I'm a cavalier.
Evil cavalier.
Make sure to do it before 4th level.
Right,
Does that tell you that at the beginning? Now remember,
right.
if you're not happy being a paladin,
If you,
be sure before 4th level.
Yeah, is it before, at 4th level, and before 4th level.
Okay, so before 4th level.
So you tell when you're in Paladin school, Paladin Academy, they would tell you, listen, before you become
The Palladium.
a protector, before you become a defender, you got to change if you want to become a malevolent.
So while I'm still a protector, I should slaughter the family.
Right.
Got it.
Right.
I'm a protector.
So that's what, when you send your son or daughter off to the Paladin school.
The Palladium.
Right. There you go, perfect. And if they come back and they're not a defender, you probably should send them away
Yeah. Okay.
because they're going to slaughter you.
All right.
So that was fun. It's also fun? Druids. They were really underpowered in the previous game.
Yeah.
So now they can get to 23rd level.
Well, wait. What happened to the Great Druid? What level was the Great Druid?
Well, who cares? He was garbage. He was level 14. Now there's a Grand Druid, a Hierophant Druid. There's a Hierophant of the Cabal, Mystic Hierophant.
So in 1985, the Great Druid is sitting there.
right.
And all of a sudden
Thinks
learns.
he's big bad.
Yeah, didn't you hear? No,
Right.
what? You got to start adventuring again. Oh, you know what was happening? I know what was happening. The Great Druid was resting on his or her laurels.
Right.
Like dead wood. No
Right.
pun, no Druid joke. Dead wood.
Yeah.
And
Ba-dum-bum. That's good.
and this was to get the Great Druid off of his ass. Don't you think? And adventure again. Because now you got adventure. And to get more experience points. Because who does... Wait, I'm confused. Why does it say... What is a Hierophant Druid. And why does it start at experience points 1?
You have to, I guess you don't have to read.
Do I have to?
No.
There's a Hierophant Druid?
That's what they're saying. So what happens is the Grand Druid, if I remember correctly, it's okay. Under page 16. The Great Druid is for each area of the land. Ranking even higher is the Grand Druid. So
Okay. Is that the way it was back in the day?
no, I don't think so.
Oh,
I think there was just a Great Druid.
so I thought.
But there's only level 14.
We need to know this because the theme for GROGTALK is goats and
The
druids.
Goats and Druids, right. So thank goodness it's got, the Great Druid, you stopped at 1,500,000.
What page you on?
Page 21 of the Player's Handbook.
Thank you. So the big cheese is the Great Druid. Level
right.
14. Once I've hit that, I'm
He
done.
thought he was.
Does someone have to kill me? Is it like the assassin? Does someone kill the Great Druid? How do you become the Great Druid?
Well, it talks about it here. So, again, apparently you haven't been reading your UA as much as I thought you were going to. Maybe you're why are you wearing that button if you're not really studied
I
this?
want to learn.
Well, you could have learned this
I'm
on
a
your own time.
I'm a neophyte.
What do you mean? We love this book. Why didn't you spend much time? A study of the information contained in Druids will reveal that there must be something above the Great Druid. It was an existential crisis that they were having.
Wow.
The Great Druid is sitting in his or her grove and going, there must be something more. So for each area or land to have its own Druid. So what they're saying is the Great Druid is the highest in the land, that is, whether it's the woods or whatever. Ranking even higher is the Grand Druid. This Druid has 3 million experience points. So that takes 1.5 million experience points and is attended by 9 Druids of special sort having nothing to do with the hierarchy of any specific area. Thus, any character may in fact journey to seek the Grand Druid and serve him. The Grand Druid has 6 spells, blah, 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 blah. So it keeps going. The Grand Druid is the ultimate overseer of druidical activity. Undoubtedly, such a position is demanding, thankless, and therefore unexciting for all but politicians. After a few 100,000 experience points worth of such activity, any adventurer worth his appellant should be ready for something else. So think about that. You're at 3.5 million experience points and you still want to adventure, even though you're a druid.
Right.
So those willing to relinquish their lofty station may do so after attaining an additional 500,000 experience points. Thus, at any time after amassing 3.5 million, the Grand Druid can seek a successor if he's found. The individual may abdicate his or her position and enter a practice of Hierophant disciplines. Upon stepping down as the chief theocrat, the former Grand Druid must relinquish the 6th level spells bonuses and give up all his experience, starting at 1 hit point, and the Druid is now known as the Hierophant Druid and may rise to the 23rd level through self-training. So no more fighting to the death, no more this or that, because again, Druids, you had to fight to get those positions. We don't have that anymore.
So it is true. So players like me, like Kazami and I became, as you know,
Right.
I became a Grand Druid and I was bored.
Right.
What do
well,
I
you
do?
played, that was one of your high-level characters. You played a lot of high-level characters.
Right. And my DM said, you're done.
Yeah.
You can't go any higher.
Yeah, but you could still adventure, but you didn't like that.
Well, because I want more levels.
Right, exactly.
What level am I?
That's the whole point of D&D, is to just get levels.
Right. So I had to. So now I can abdicate,
Right.
and I just go around and I become. So what does Hierophant mean? I wonder. It must mean something.
Some
like,
kind of mystical. We'll ask people in the chat what does it mean. It's some religious thing, some like master of.
So
religious
I want to
studies.
be 24th level. Can I?
No.
So we're gonna need another book.
Yeah. Well, I think that was the plan. Gary was going to do another book, and then of course he got kicked out.
So it just ends at the Hierophant of the Cabal.
Yeah.
Got it.
Well, the Cabal, it's a Cabal. I mean, that's what else you need.
Can I be lawful evil druid now?
No.
That's a bummer. That
is
didn't
a
change.
That is still a bummer.
That's a weakness. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's that. Now, weapon specialization. Players love this. You know, it's finally they did something for the fighters. You know, let them, now they can do like 25, 30 points of damage in one round. So your orcs are getting slaughtered all over the place.
Nice.
You know, your ogre is pretty much nothing now, so it's really good to cut through them. And, you know, point blank range, that's really fun. If there's within 6 to 30 feet, you can do, the person who's bow specialized can do 6 to 16 points of damage. So you could do 32 points of damage as a first level fighter. with the bow.
Nice.
Right.
So we should do barbarians versus like domestic cat. So it shouldn't be
Barbarians
doing
cannot specialize, unfortunately.
Oh.
That sucks. Even though they're a fighter, they can't specialize.
But I can kill squirrels.
Yes, you could kill. You could totally kill some.
Can I adventure with a cleric?
Maybe at first level.
Oh, okay.
second level. Sorry. So barbarian.
So I can't wait. So I want to be. So let's roll up a party.
Right.
I'm a barbarian.
Well, let's talk about this. Is a new class called barbarian in Unearthed Arcana. Another great class.
Right.
You know, you can't just have a fighter who comes from the wild. We have to make a special class for them.
Right.
And give them 12 hit dice. Use a 12-sided dice for hit points. And +2 for every point of Constitution above 14.
Because some DMs would give. Can I have max hit points at first level, please?
7. Oh, if you did match hit, so if you had an 18 con, you would have 15 hit points to start, which is almost as good as a ranger, but it's pretty good.
Wow, yeah, that's nice. That's nice.
And so what's great about them, they're nature driven. They work really well in their home terrain, but they have this great ability which really works with a party. I don't know if you heard about it, but it comes here under, let me find the section here. They've got a lot of great abilities. You know, the first level fighter can fight, not this guy. He can climb trees, hide in natural surroundings, surprise better, back protection, leaping and springing, detect illusion, detect magic. I don't know why, but he can. And leadership. So that's super fun. What also is super cool about what happens is the barbarian, since he opposes and hates magic, if he destroys magic, he gets experience points from that. Isn't that fun?
That's awesome. So I should just be like destroying your stuff.
Right. You should, like, you know, in the past you had the thief trying to sneak around to steal stuff. Now he's going to reach for the treasure trove and break the stuff. It says here on page 19. They will, at low levels of experience, refuse to employ any sort of magic item if they recognize as such. They will often seek to destroy magic items, and if successful, they receive the experience points award as if they possessed the destroyed items. So your poor magic user is AC 10, they find bracers, and the guy smashes it, he gets the experience. Magic user's super happy.
Must destroy magic. Right. That's awesome. All right.
Right. And
nothing like creating party. I love party. There wasn't a party conflict back in the day.
Well, now you have paladins who want a certain thing. You got barbarians. It's super fun. Good stuff. Ranger, they kind of nerfed the tracking, which I guess is okay because, you know, people were trying to track everything. When you say I want to track, it takes you about 10 minutes to figure out if they're successful or not. But that's more realistic. You've got different pages, and they added more of the giant classes, so that's really cool. Then they decided we needed a thief that could just kind of dance around, called the Thief Acrobat. So they are a thief, and then after they get to the 5th level, they can become an acrobat, and they can do really exciting things like pole vaulting and high jumping. So they're like an Olympic gymnast.
Oh, I like this. And I like the level titles.
Right.
Wait, why do the level titles just start at experience level 6?
Because they were a normal thief from 1 to 5.
Oh, I can't become an acrobat until I get to level 6?
That's right.
Ooh, I like that. I could be a cat burglar. Ooh, I think a Jester Thief Acrobat would be cool, don't you think?
That would be good.
That would be good.
So you got all this jumping and tumbling and maneuvers. So, you know, again, instead of your thieves having to describe how they want to jump now you have mechanics to do this. And you say, I'm sorry, you can't use a pole, a balancing pole or pole vault because you're not a thief acrobat. That's super fun.
I like more charts too.
Yeah.
And more, you know. All right, I like the Thief Acrobat.
Now you have starting money because, again, with Cavalier, there's later you're going to find a thing to roll their social status because that's also nice to start segregating your people that you work with.
I like that. And
so now we have more spells. You know,
that's the only thing I didn't like about Unearthed Arcana.
The cantrips?
I hated cantrips.
Right.
And
why? Why do we have B?
How stupid is that?
That's dumb.
I mean, you stupid players I'll try to, the guard's standing there, so I'll do a B to try to distract him. I'm like, okay, dude, that's boring.
Pages of wasted time here. Look how many pages on page 45. 45
I don't like
through...
Yeah, I don't like that. That's the one thing I didn't like about this.
49 are wasted, through 50 are wasted on cantrips. Dozens of cantrips. Why? Groan. Rattle.
Who needs that? I don't like that.
Smoke puff.
Really?
Smoke
puff.
Yeah. Thump. Bug, firefinger, gnats. I mean, who would use these? Maybe the jester, but that's yawn.
Yeah, that's right. The Jester should have had cantrips.
So you've got a barbarian who's going to destroy magic items. You've got a thief acrobat who's going to dance around. Then you have your magic user. Instead of memorizing sleep or magic missile or charm person, they're going to memorize 4 cantrips like twitch
Right.
and scratch.
Right.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Yeah. Give me a break. Yeah. Well, I think overall, other than the fact that there was, I got to tell you, the other thing I don't like about it too is these deities at the back.
Right. Why did they put this in here? Well, the interesting part is they had a DM section, which is super cool. That now the players, because I'm sure they're just going to stop reading at page 72, and they're not going to read anything in 73. They're not going to read it at all.
And why do you need, like, Erdlin, the crawler below?
Waste of time. What's wrong with...
Why do you need an
Gargoyles.
evil gnome deity?
Right.
So that was a waste of time. I didn't like that. And Bagtrue. So I didn't like any of that.
Yeah.
But other than that, other than the extra spells and the ridiculous demi-human deities, I thought this place saved first edition.
We did. And the one part I know you didn't go over because you wanted me, because this is my personal favorite. Appendix T, the nomenclature of polearms. Haven't you been flummoxed, vexed
Yes.
about what is a glaive guisson or something?
Yes.
What's the difference between a spear and a lance?
Yes, absolutely.
Different families. There's literally pages to deter what actually is a spetum,
Well, because
ranseur.
I think a pike is a useful weapon in a dungeon, and so I wanted more information on it. Yes, and I sure hope that there are different damages for all of these things, but that I couldn't answer. Oh, it goes on and on.
Oh
doesn't
yeah,
it?
pages and pages. Bardiche, halberts, poleaxes, the difference between them.
Oh, you know what we should do?
Guisarme.
We should photocopy the pictures, take out the names, and at GROGTALK we should
Ooh,
give
like
a
flashcards.
quiz. Yeah,
Right.
we'll have a thing. What is this?
Right.
Name that polearm.
Is that a fouched fork or a glaive guisarme?
We should do it. Name that. It could be a segment on the show.
Name that polearm. Oh, it's like name that Pokemon. Name that polearm.
Name that polearm.
That's right.
And we'll have little prizes, right? Like you get like a groggy or something.
I mean, how did we play D&D before we had this thing?
Well, we really weren't.
Yeah,
It really wasn't D&D what we were playing.
It really was pretty. It was pretty crude. And then they just in case you have combination weapons. So there's just pages and pages. And another thing that I know I'm a little disappointed in. Another criticism is the unarmed combat. Did you see that section too? Have you read that recently? I know. Basically they have like a simple version of it instead of the pages and pages.
Well, that's another thing I didn't like about Unearthed Arcana.
Right. Because before you either have to call David Thompson or read one of our flipping attorneys to figure out how to do unarmed combat. They give you 2 versions. The stupid way, which is you basically roll a d20 and it does basic things. Or
It's over in like just a couple seconds.
Right.
The game keeps moving.
Right. Now, this one, they have whether you're using a mail glove, a mail glove, or you're holding something versus the opponent, and there's percentages you have to roll, and then they're stunned for only a couple of segments. It's very detailed, very crunchy, but not as I don't think it was an improvement to the other system where you had multiple rolls and flowchart things.
Right.
Yeah.
But it certainly sounds better than that System 1, the simple one, or whatever it
Right,
is.
yeah, System 1 is ridiculous. I mean, it really dumbs down the game. A lot of great magic items in here that I'm surprised, so it's, because again, the players are not going to see this, and I'm sure they never asked you for a field plate or full plate +4, which is, there's new plate mail. So there's a field plate. It was mentioned in the DMG, but there was no stats on it. Here, what's really cool is now players have to track how many hit points their armor has. And when it has better, it's slightly better than plate mail. And then when it gets damaged to a certain amount, it works worse. And then they have to pay 100 gold pieces a hit point to fix it.
Well, this makes absolute sense. It always bothered me that we weren't keeping track of. No one's, again, in the real world here,
Right.
something, your can opener breaks, you need a new can opener. In D&D, no one was ever buying new armor. No one was keeping track of the wear and tear.
Right.
Because you know, the minute you drive that armor off the lot,
It's
it
way down.
depreciates at 50%, right?
Right.
So no one, you take it to the beach. Think about some of these beach adventures.
They get in your armor there. It's
The
terrible.
salt and right, it's terrible, right? No one is ever
Exactly.
keeping track of that. So
Yeah.
alright.
So that's really cool. Also, they fixed, which I guess is good. You don't have to worry about having a magic user getting 1 hit point now, because starting hit points for player characters, no matter what other abilities,
Yes.
and player character survival through first level will be difficult. Characters started with low initial rolls.
I know, and I hate that. I hated the fact that it was so hard for characters to survive first level.
No more, it was really frustrating as a magic user with 1 hit point to not run into combat with the dagger.
How can I melee?
Right. I throw my darts. I don't have any other spill. I can attack with my hands.
I'm spending the whole adventure in a corner.
Dude,
And
just hiding.
No one puts baby in a corner.
Right. So accordingly, a minimum has been established for starting hit points of characters.
Thank God.
Right. I mean,
How many? What's the minimum?
well, the minimum for magic users is 3 now.
Thank God.
Right.
Oh, well, thank God.
And Rangers get 9, Barbarians 7. So you start that. And then another great thing they fixed. I know it's shocking to you, but with so many choices and races, people may not want to play human. I don't understand it.
There should be a party with no humans.
So now, there's so many. There was some good methods. I know we typically use the 4d6 method. They came up with method 5 for rolling characters.
Oh, well, we need a 5th method.
Right. Clearly. So
What page are you on?
this is on page 74.
Let me see if I got that one.
Yeah.
Let me see.
I didn't look through your book before to make sure if you had them. Oh, you do.
I do,
Wow, that's
74.
every time you read this book, it's a surprise to see what pages are in
It
it.
is. It's still left. It's getting thinner. It started at about the 2 inches thick. It's down to this.
That's right. So, hey, you know what? No more having. One of the things I think that really upset people with first edition is you'd roll the dice and you'd figure out the character and class you wanted to play. You don't have to do that anymore. If you want to play a paladin, you can be a paladin.
Wait. This is amazing.
Right.
Because I remember I told my DM, I'm like, I want to be a paladin, and he laughed.
Yeah, right, 'cause
He's
you
like,
have to
well,
make
see if you can
amazing
be a paladin. I'm
rolls.
like, what do you mean see if I can be a paladin?
Not anymore.
And I had to make the rolls.
No, not anymore.
And I didn't make the roll. And
Right.
Yeah, that was, oh, wow.
So now, if you want to be a paladin, you roll 7 dice for strength, and if you still don't have the minimum, you get the minimum for that.
So everybody gets to be a paladin.
Everyone could be a paladin.
You're a paladin. You're
Right.
a paladin.
You're
You're
a
a paladin. You
Everyone's
can have
a
like 8 paladins.
Right. You can have 8. Everyone could be a paladin.
So everyone's a paladin. So your party is paladin, ranger, barbarian,
Right.
monk,
Yep.
There you go.
Whatever you want to be. Absolutely.
gnome,
Yeah.
no humans.
Nope. Yeah.
Well, paladins can probably only be humans, sadly.
Yeah.
Still,
Well,
right?
no.
What?
I'm
James, it can't be true.
I'm really disappointed that you haven't
What?
been paying attention here.
Oh my gosh! Tell
yeah.
me.
Yeah. I mean, because cavaliers can be. You can be a cavalier now. An elf one.
What
So,
page are you on?
I'm trying to find
Trying
it.
to find it. It's not in the back there.
Yeah, it's so going back to 'cause it says here under Cavalier, it says
Oh, here it is, page 7, right?
Yeah, half elves.
Half elves, yes. That's great. Page 7.
Yep, there you go.
Dark elf, cavalier, dark elf,
Right.
cavalier.
Yes.
Whoa, what can dark elves be? A dark elf cleric, dark elf fighter, dark elf ranger,
Right.
dark elf magic user, thief acrobat.
Yeah.
Oh, this is awesome.
So many choices. Enough with the restrictions.
Yeah, let's see. Our gnomes. Yeah, so we already did the gnomes, right? This is awesome. It's like I'm in a candy shop, James.
Right.
I'm sorry.
I mean, you only can imagine that if the next book came out, if there ever was a 2nd or 3rd or 4th edition,
Yes.
that halflings could be paladins. That'll have to happen.
That would be awesome.
It's gonna
Yes,
be amazing when
half-elf
those
paladin.
it's gonna be amazing when those new editions come out.
I love it. Okay. Oh, and there's your
I mean, you
alignment
can
restrictions.
see the seeds of a really great game.
I
coming.
must have
Finally,
this
they fixed it.
I must have this book, James. I must have this book.
Right. Well, you have it. Well, you have part of it. I mean, the rest of it's probably
Well,
probably fell in your backpack.
Yes, meaning I must use it. All right, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
So I think that's a quick overview of why this is our favorite book ever.
I think assassins can switch from evil, can't they? I can't. That's another conversation. So,
I'm sure at some point they can. 'Cause
All right.
is that really evil? Just killing people for money?
Depends who you're killing.
Right. That's what exactly. Exactly.
Okay.
So if you have not picked, we highly recommend the Unearthed Arcana. We think it's something. I know a lot of you are really stuck in your old ways with just the core books. We used to call them the Holy Trinity. Now it's the Holy Quadrinity, Quadrophenia, Quadra something. Pick this book up.
All the new discoveries, James, plus a wealth of just uncovered secrets between one pair of covers.
Right. That's right. And I think, and then just make sure you get some extra glue if you want to keep your book intact.
Well, I don't know why you would.
Right, and then
That's crazy.
print out the supplement so you have some of the things that you would think. I think they're pretty clear, but like if your player wanted to be a half-elf, paladin, druid, you can tell them you can't do that because it's not in here.
Well, thank you, James.
Yeah, so that was wonderful.
This is like that guy we interviewed. It's like he's like changing my mind on stuff.
Oh, Lex? Yeah, Lex is great.
This is like Lex.
Lex is great.
Oh, and I forgot to mention, do we have time? I had asked, he'd be very disappointed. Bob, remember?
Right.
I asked him for some April jokes, April themed jokes.
Oh, yes.
Do we have
that's
time
right.
for these?
Of course.
Now, Bob did say this is not his best work.
Oh, that's too bad.
So, yeah, here you go. Okay, ready? The worst monster to try and fight on April Fool's Day.
I don't know.
Frankenstein.
That's great.
It's hard to believe it's not his best stuff. It gets better. Okay. My traveling companion was so dumb. How dumb was he?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was going to try to say
I'm sorry. My traveling companion was so dumb.
How dumb was he?
I told him he couldn't do any pranks on me because it was the 32nd of March. So he didn't.
Okay.
He said not his best
Not his
stuff.
best
He said
stuff.
not his best stuff.
He should have his own like Twitter feed or something that people can just log in. He does text me, and some of the stuff is really funny.
Okay. If a cleric casts Spiritual Hammer on April 1st, does that become an April tool?
Okay. He started strong, kind of going downhill.
Well, it gets harder,
Yeah.
You do your best stuff first. On April Fool's Day, the thief kept her ring of invisibility on all day, but the jester saw right through her.
Tough room.
Yeah, we're at the underground orc lair?
The sadistic. This is the sadistic
Or at the
fun
fun
house.
house. This is the fun house. This is this.
This is the sadistic fun house.
They're about to kill poor Bob.
People are killing.
Bob's about to go on the Iron Maiden. Got lost in the dungeon on March 31st, and the rest of the party is taking April Fool's Day really seriously. 3 days later, they are still hiding from me. I'm going to read that one again. Got lost in the dungeon on March 31st, and the rest of the party is taking April Fool's Day really seriously. 3 days later, they are still hiding from me. Do you get that? I don't get that.
The crowd's coming after.
What does that mean?
I don't know. I think he's trying to say that he went in and that April Fools he thinks they're looking for him, but they actually left.
Okay. Last one.
A little too cerebral.
I know you're disappointed now. This is the last one. The paladin was able to hold an entire orc army at bay on April 1st. They could no longer march, so they had to stay where they were.
Okay.
Get it? And all right.
It was the Ides of March. The Orcs of March.
Yeah.
He should have been the Orcs of March. They were the Orcs of March. That would be a better joke.
Yeah, it would be better.
Right?
What was the last thing?
Say the joke again. Say the first one.
The paladin was able to hold an entire orc army at bay on April 1st. They could no
because
longer
they are the Orcs of March, as opposed to the Ides of March.
Got it.
That would have been a better joke. Or
It's close.
It's
close.
No. Actually, I give myself. See, it's because I'm listening to these and thinking, oh,
I thought.
okay. Well, we need to roll a D10.
Okay.
Let's roll the D10 and give it a roll.
Alrighty. Which one's that?
Well, whichever one's a 10, whichever one you think is useful for that.
Okay, the D10 has gone missing. Where is it? Seriously? Oh, it was high. Okay.
3.
That's fair. Anything?
I think it's pretty fair. It's pretty fair. So, this is our 100th episode and our April thing, and we've been doing this, 3-something years. How much more do we have to say at this point?
Not much.
I don't think so. I think this is pretty much the last episode.
This is it. We're done.
I've been telling Dan for a while, this has just been a lot for me to do, and Dan's been insistent on, you got to keep doing this. I really love doing this, and I'm like, I'm a kind of a flitty guy. I kind of go from thing to thing. I make parody videos and this and that. I want to branch out into acting. Clearly, that's a passion of mine.
You're a Renaissance man.
Right.
A Rolling Stone.
Right. And I know this is really your whole life that you kind of focus on, but I think we just need to call it quits here. So with that, we're going to give a quick montage.
I had no idea.
Well,
what happened.
I know. I was going to break it to you before the thing.
Did you send a text?
No, because I wanted to get your true reaction to see how you were going to handle it. So.
Wow. Okay. I don't know how to react.
Well, that's fine. Well, we're going to go to a montage of again, thank you for all those folks who've been involved through the 100 episodes, and we'll still probably do GROGTALK, or we may cancel it in September or late September. Well, we'll let you know. We'll figure it out.
And just show up. We're either there or not.
Right. That would be good. But if you could keep sending your money as patrons, we would like that. In fact, if you could send more money, and we won't do anything for it. That would be
because
nice.
I hear you have a big tax bill.
Right, I do. It's April. It's coming up, so I would like to get some more money. So, on behalf of GROGTALK, I'm James.
And I was Dan.
I was, signing off for what is definitely the last GROGTALK. Take care. All right, welcome to GROGcast.
Welcome. I'm Dan Cormansky.
That's right. I'm just James. I don't have a fun last name like you.
So I'd like to roll. Can I roll? Because how long has this podcast been going on? And I haven't rolled any dice.
That's right.
I'm really anxious.
Yeah, that was one of the things we talked about, is we didn't want this to be 45 minutes of us jibber-jabbering and really get into the rolling. Really didn't like that other players don't take
I was a big talker.
Right.
And then not only did I not pray, I forgot I was a cleric. Glade says to John, do you have any ideas? Which is basically, I'm not going to do that actually, which is basically asking the DM for help. But so Glade is going to say, John, nice work. I'm glad I was able to soften them up for you for that death blow that you did.
Where is my daughter?
Okay, she's right down around the corner, but please.
Well, let's go.
No, stop.
Now.
Stop.
He starts moving forward.
He said, stop. I tag him. I said, number 1, there's a trap right down there.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yes. Glad somebody remembered.
That's right.
Ow. My side hurts for some reason.
I'll give a reaction.
He immediately attacks me.
Yes, poor reaction. He decides you're worse than the goblins.
I'm a liability.
That's right.
Better dead.
You're gonna ruin the mission. The mission's gonna fail because of you.
She will definitely die.
Yeah, save my daughter.
Okay, that is fine, but please let me try 2 shots first. Okay, so I'm gonna peek around the corner.
Okay.
And what do I see?
You see from around the corner. You don't see anything because from your vantage point, and by the way, you didn't say you were trying to avoid the trap.
Oh.
So roll a dex check.
20. Now I get the 20.
You take 1 hit point of damage.
He's out. It's down to John.
So you collapse. John looks at you and goes, Well, good morning. Welcome to GROGTALK. I'm James.
I'm Dan.
And where are we today?
We are from GROGTALK.
That's right. Finally, we're at GROGTALK. We sojourned through Suderham. We went through Restonford. And now we've ended up here at GROGTALK 10 months in the making. And we have some special guests. You want to introduce our guests, Dan?
We do, sure. So to my right, to the viewer's left, we have Carlos Leising of Castle Entertainment. And to my left, your right, we have Vic Dorso from it's a longer name, the Minneapolis
Twin Cities Old School Gaming Society.
Yes.
I'm taking my ever-puffing pipe, puffing it up, setting it against the wall so that the smoke shows the pattern of the wind to the people coming up.
I love you.
Actually, that's not a bad idea.
Okay.
That's a great idea.
Got it. Okay. All right. So the pipe is sitting.
They can see the swirling. They can see when the wind's moving. It'll help them to make it up.
Well, yeah, but I guess the pipe needs to make a saving throw because you're laying. Where are you laying the pipe?
right in the corner by the wall.
Oh my God! He
All right,
actually
give me
said
a roll. What's your pipe's strength and dexterity? just give me a roll. Let's see how it goes.
Where are you laying the pipe?
That's right. Where's the pipe being laid?
That's a very personal question, sir.
I rolled a 12.
Well, it is 12:03. I think we're allowed to say these things now. So, okay.
So he had the gray pudding, rather than being just dissolving it, he had it actually with like a mouth sucking the rope in and eating it.
Huh.
Another pudding.
Well, we love puddings.
That was before black pudding.
The original pudding was gray, apparently.
Yeah.
Well, so now, back then it wasn't all black and white.
It's gray. Shades of gray.
Right. Shades of gray. So do you remember your dad's react? Because your dad, as I understand it, your dad then starts. He runs you guys through you and your sister through a game.
Rob Kuntz, actually, even though that doesn't show up. That's one of the few things that John Peterson and I disagree with, because John needs absolute verification of anything for it to have happened. Where in my mind, it was Rob Kuntz as well.
We do not have that standard on GROGTALK at all. So
hearsay, random hallucinations, we accept it all. Whatever you say, it's all
admissible.
That's right.
I'm afraid hallucinogenics didn't occur for me until like about 1986. So
early
that of those brownies. You're not
early
sure.
onset dementia, whatever. We take it all. It's all good. It's all good.
Well, that's very positive.
If it went a certain way, if I couldn't power through the first part, and maybe it was because it was an academic exercise where I was really excited, and then I read it, and the poems and the stories, and that weird guy. That's
all right. That's question number 2, and I already sense things are not going well for me. Do you have strong feelings one way or another about Tom Bombadil?
Well, see, Tom Bombadil is something that was left out of the movies, and quite rightly. It's there, but it doesn't particularly move the story along. It is something that should be cut out.
All right. Thank you.
James 2, Dan
thank
0.
You, and thank you, Lou.
The Fellowship of the Ring is my favorite.
Thank you.
So
yes.
There are times I will frequently read just Volume 1.
That's what I do. I just read Volume 1 and I stopped. I tried to read 2 Towers. I put it down. Just read Volume 1.
As a matter of fact, at least once or twice I've gotten basically as far as Bree and stopped at Bree.
Yeah, I agree completely.
So, so your idea of the story is a bunch of idyllic, never dying people go and take a long stroll, and then that's the end of the book. Okay.
Yeah.
He should get the middle finger. I got it. He should get it too. I'm the Bombadil fan, and I'm the one who got the middle finger.
And he really liked some of the monsters that I found historical notes on, but hit points was about the only thing we really disagreed on.
Well, James and I, we absolutely love deities and demigods. I mean, a lot of people talk about the core books, and they talk about the 3, of course, but, my view is that there's 4 core books. And did you come up with, the non-human deities, which, if I recall correctly, the non-human deities were not included in the gods, demigods, and heroes. Right. But they are included in deities and demigods, and I love them. I think they're great. I wish there had been more. I'm a big fan of Roger Moore's additional ones that he published. Did you come up with those?
Yeah, I came up with them on Gary's order, actually. He said he needed some gods for the orcs. I said, okay, I can manage that. So we did all pretty much most of the races got their own pantheons.
Oh, then this is great. Okay, so it is time. Could you please tell us how to pronounce the name of the orc deity so we can get this solved once and for all?
Yeah, no thank you.
Really?
Really?
It's your deity.
Actually, it's Hasbro's.
That's right.
Okay. And
well, I don't think you're going to sue for saying the name, are you?
I don't think I can get sued either, but I'm not.
The deity that shall not be named.
James, I ask you to direct the witness to answer the question, please.
I think it's not relevant to the matter at hand. He is the.
Here we go. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Oh wow.
My side.
Okay, then this is but this is very important. Then, James, do you realize who we have on the show? We have on the show apparently the person who created Garl Glittergold, the gnome deity, and Kurtulamak, the kobold deity. Right. So that's fair to say, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. And he just says it like, yeah. I'd be like, that's right, because I'm a huge gnome fan. So that means you are responsible for the story of Garl Glittergold collapsing the ceiling on Kurtulamak. That's right. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
The old trickster.
That's great. Can you tell us about that? I love that. Look, I know this sounds...
Yeah, I was going to be grilled about a book that I wrote 42 years ago.
Well, that's all we do.
I warned you, sir. I told you. I told you.
Person. So protection scrolls, examples are protection.
So let me just ask you a quick. So you believe that a curse scroll can be read by anybody?
Correct.
So you don't think it's like it's so right. So it's not written in a magic. It's just a curse. So you don't need to cast a. What do you cast to read magic on it?
No, you just pick it because the idea, the way I perceive it as, it's just like this book. If this book was it's in English, but I couldn't read it.
Yeah.
As soon as I look at the symbols, it discharges.
Wow.
Even though I have no idea what it is. As soon as I open the page, even though I'm viewing the symbols, the magic is triggered because of a human reading it. That's what I read it as. It's incomprehensible death.
Okay. Sounds good to me.
That's a great thing, incomprehensible death.
I saw them.
Who did they open up for? Venom or death?
I think it was destruction. I saw them, I think, in Berlin, I think, in 82, I think.
Yeah.
They were a Swedish band.
They are Swedish. Yeah. Are they part of the Swedish death metal or American death metal transport over there or New Core? I'm not sure which
Yes.
That's exactly
correct.
Come on, that should be incomprehensible death. Awesome.
I like
that segment, incomprehensible death, because that would be good for.
That should be. That could be right after Jezebel's Corner.
Jezebel's Corner.
That'd be incomprehensible. Ways to die.
Why did I die? Why did I die?
Dan, why did you kill Jezebel?
Might have been, but you can see disturbances in the ground.
Hey Hallmark, why don't you try to detect evil instead of singing so much?
Oh, what a wonderful, you are such a good friend. You know me. I turn around and I focus. Evil, I detect.
Are you a loud singer?
I sense your presence. Evil.
He's the Barry White of paladins. I loved it. You do not sense any evil, whether it be from the pile of bodies or in the 60-foot radius around you.
Okay. This area is currently clear.
Except you do sense a growing sense of violence directed towards you from Rosie.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah, you're detecting evil, all right. Evil doings.
We don't got no dragonborn in Hamlet. A dwarven magic you won't see. Clerics must have deities to worship, as written in the holy DMG. We like delving dungeons and loot. Every orc is evil through and through, and we don't stay our hands and spare their children like the 5e hippies in the game stores do. And I'm proud to be a first edition GROGTALK, living by the dice and Gare's decrees. But we fear only level drain and poison, and DM smiling wide behind the screen. We don't play heroes with long backstories. We fight for our lives to get XP. nothing better than tell the glory of that one time we survived to level 3. And I'm proud to be a first edition GROGTALK, living by the dice and Gare's decrees. We fear only level drain and poison, and DM smiling wide behind the screen, and DM smiling wide behind the screen. We love first edition AD&D.
Wow, that was fun. What do you think about the show?
It was okay. Not the most amazing thing I've ever been part of.
No. Not just this episode. I mean, 100 episodes. What do you think of everything we've done with the show?
Yeah, I knew what you were asking.
Wow. You're still here?
It's over. Go home.
Yeah, go the f*** home.
And now, before the next show starts, let's enjoy an intermission. You'll find our snack bar chock full of good things to eat and drink. Tasty, tempting hot dogs, thirst-quenching soft drinks, fresh, crunchy popcorn, a complete assortment of delicious candy, and a full line of cigarettes. You've plenty of time, so visit the snack bar now. A tasty treat will double your enjoyment of the show.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat. The sparkling drinks are just dandy. The chocolate bars and the candy. So let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Your dungeon master has placed you in a dreadfully precarious position. You're playing the most phenomenal game ever created. Your skin grows cold from your first glimpse of the enormous beast. It's a product of your imagination. Survival depends on a quick, decisive move. Your choices are limited. Stand and fight, or run. Use your lightning bolt. Victory is yours.
Win the treasure.
TSR Hobbies, Dungeons & Dragons games. Products of your imagination.
Challenge your imagination to come alive and to battle with the creatures of Dungeons and Dragons. Grapple against the forces of evil as a Marvel Comics superhero. Hunt adventure and glory as Indiana Jones. The all-new role-playing games of TSR and Dungeons and Dragons. Unleash the power of your imagination.
You are the player, and the arcade is the arena. You focus your mind and propel yourself into a unit.
All right, well, I'm walking around DaveCon here. I'm trying to get things organized and do things. Zachary, inside one of these bags or boxes here, there's something for AJ Hoyt, buttons for his game.
So we've got...
Hello from DaveCon.
Hey, there he is, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Vic Dorso from DaveCon. Let's give him an applause.
Hello, everybody.
There it is.
We're gaming and everything else here, so it's a little busy. It's 10 o'clock. That's why I told you to call me at 9:30 because it's really getting busy.
Oh, you meant I wasn't sure if it was your 9 o'clock or our 9 o'clock. That's why. So.
Yeah, well.
So tell us, how did day one go, and you know.
Well, day one was A little chaotic at the start, but after it got going, it was pretty good. We got the rooms here that are. We had the Ernie Gygax sit in with David Wesley playing Bronstein for the
Wow.
first time. Then we had David Wesley sit in with our own Robert Ritchie and play the hazing in AD&D, and he's never played that before. So we're doing some firsts here.
Well, absolutely. I mean, so for people who may not be aware of it, this is the first ever DaveCon. It's in Minneapolis. It's just outside Minneapolis, Minnesota. Vic Dorso, good friend of the show. He's the brainchild behind this. He put it together, and a lot of folks from our area came. I would have loved to come, but unfortunately on Monday I've got a little test I got to take care of. But so we're definitely want to come up there, but we definitely wanted to hear from you, Vic, on how things are going. So he's got original games. He's got luminaries from the old school gaming here. You're doing a silent auction that's going to benefit charity. When is that going to happen?
Yeah, we're doing a educational scholarship fund thing, and we're going to sell a bunch of stuff off here at 4 o'clock today, including tickets for next year's DaveCon. So that'll be a good thing. And then we're doing some. Tim Cast has done 2 games today, 1 game tomorrow. Yesterday, 2 games yesterday, 1 game today, and then he's getting on a plane tomorrow. So we're moving right along here. It's busy. We're trying to get more games scheduled. Guys are standing around looking to play. So we're trying to get more dungeon masters to do stuff. So anybody wants to come on down, and we could probably slip you into a new game or something,
So if you're in the Minneapolis area today, and it runs through tomorrow, it's on davecon.net. Is that correct?
Yep. It's 8 o'clock in the morning till 12 midnight tonight, and 8 tomorrow till 8 tomorrow night. So
what are the highlights besides the auction today that you got going on?
Well, we're going to be playing some. We got Panamania, the version number 4 of the Bronstein, and then we've got the first campaign is starting here in a minute with it'll be Ernie Gygax joining H.A. Hoyt for that one, which is the very early Blackmore game.
Wow.
And then it's just cacophony of stuff. We've got some guys demonstrating new games and stuff here, and they've got Kickstarters out on the web right now and stuff like that. So
I know that Rob is up there. Our Tim Cast. Did he meet Tim Cast? Did they decide which Tim Cast was the real Tim Cast?
Together. They've been talking. We've got from the Grog Empire here. We've got myself, the Emperor's Strangler, Robert Ritchie, Brando. Oh God, who else is here?
There's a couple others, I think. Yeah.
Right. My brain is racking here.
That's okay.
There's so many people walking around and stuff, so we're just sort of trying to do it, and we're gonna auction off Go Delicious later.
Good.
Sorry, Dan.
Oh no! I understand you've made it clear that they're not buying Go Delicious. The winner it's a bailment, is taking temporary custody.
Right. He's taking temporary custody until such time that he can be moved on to another place, and then but it's for charity, so there's nothing nefarious going on there. So it's a temporary status, and we'll keep moving on from there.
Well, congratulations, Vic. I mean, this is something you've put your heart and soul in. People who've never run a convention don't realize how much work there is to do this. And you have luminaries that you pulled together, getting rooms, getting things. It's truly an epic thing. We only do a part of it because Craig helps us. So hats off to you. It's really great job. We're looking forward to, and this is not a one and done. This is something that Vic's passion was, hey, we need to honor Dave Arneson and all the people who are there, and really get back to, why Vic likes our GrogCon and why I think because some of these shows have thousands of people and you get lost in it. Here, you want to play with Ernie Gygax, you can play with him. He's there. You want to play in David Wesley's game, good luck trying to do that at another show. We won't say that. Just because it's too massive.
Yesterday it was just walk up and you could play in any of those games.
Yeah.
It was just literally that easy it was. It was just like, oh, you want to play? Sit down. So it was, you can't go to GaryCon, you can't go to anywhere else and get that done. You can do it here though at DaveCon right now. So
well done, sir. Again, keep us in the loop. Are you posting stuff on social media that people can look at, or how's that working?
We've been posting it up on the GrogTalk Discord server,
Okay.
a whole bunch of pictures.
Great.
And then we've been throwing some stuff on the DaveCon Facebook page.
So I can do I have permission to put that on Twitter, on our Twitter account, your stuff? Okay, great. I'm going to do that this afternoon because
remember, if you sit in on certain games like the Banania, the David Wesley game, and the AJ Hoyt game, those premium guests get buttons. If you're playing their games, you get a button to say that you've actually played with them here at DaveCon. That's sort of your tag to go home.
Yeah, I mean, it's truly amazing how the luminaries you brought together. So, best of luck. Are you getting any sleep? That's the question.
What'd you say?
Are you getting any sleep?
No, what's that? I might get that on Sunday, but until then, I'm running on sugars. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So.
Well, good for you. Hey, you know what? What's great is when you get done, you'll be like, "This was amazing." I know it's super stressful the few weeks before, but now you're in it.
See, that's why I go to cons like the GrogTalk or GrogCon. Then I can just sit back and go, I don't have to work on this one.
Right.
Oh, because I was just going to suggest he's getting experience. We could put it to
use.
Right.
Right. He could share ours now. We don't have to do it. So.
Oh, great. Yeah, great. You want me to help you out? Okay, thanks.
Well,
thanks, guys.
You're moving down here, right? You're moving down here, so
Yeah. Years or so, I'll be moving down there. Then I'm going to be getting some consulting fees.
That's it. It'll be GrogCon South. Where's that? Venice, Sarasota. It's like 40 miles
there you
away.
Go.
All right, sir. I know you've got a ton of stuff to do. It's great talking to you. Say hello to Jeannie, and we will talk to you real soon. Best of luck, sir.
All right. Thank you, sir.
All right. Talk to you later.
Vic.
Bye. All right.
Great to hear that is going well.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of photos from it. Sounds like everyone's having a real good time. People are talking about it on the GrogTalk Discord, and sounds like it's going well.
All right, well, I hope you all enjoyed our 100th episode. This was supposed to happen last week. For those who figured out, we were trying to do, this is our April thing event, but again, thanks to Dan for all his help on this. It was a lot of fun, and we will see you in a couple of weeks, folks.
Wait, it's not, oh, so that was, you weren't serious.
I was, but now that Vic's talking, he's kind of he's re-energized me. Talking about cons has re-energized me.
Okay.
So yes, you have to. Did you text your wife that this was the last time?
Yes.
Oh well, I'm sorry about that.
Yes, of course I did. Like immediately, like 3 seconds later.
That's right.
It's over.
It's over. What am I gonna do with my Saturday? So, well, with that. We really appreciate it. And again, thanks to all our patrons. Thanks to all the people who listen. If you like what we're doing, go out there and try to spread the word. It's we definitely want people to come to GrogCon. That's in late September. And then if you're up north, go to see DaveCon. So for GrogTalk, I'm James.
And I'm Dan.
And we'll see you next time on GrogTalk. Take care.
GrogTalk was taped in front of a live studio audience.
We don't got no dragonborn in Hamlet. A dwarven magic use you won't see. Clerics must have deities to worship, as written in the holy DMG. We like delving dungeons and loot. Every orc is evil through and through, and we don't stay our hands and spare their children like the 5e hippies in the game stores do. proud to be a first edition grognard, living by the dice and Gare's decrees. We fear only level drain and poison, and DM smiling wide behind the screen. We don't play heroes with long backstories. We fight for our lives to get XP, and there's nothing better than tell the glory of that one time we survived to level 3. And I'm proud to be a first edition grognard, living by the dice and Gare's decrees. We fear only level drain and poison, and DM smiling wide behind the screen, and DM smiling wide behind the screen. We love first edition AD&D.